Sick with revenge, twisted with hate.
All right.
Hey guys.
We're all the way live. Hey now. This is An Hour to Kill, episode 18, man, and we got a special guest, Giallo Submarine. Glad to have you, man.
Yeah, been looking forward to this one since it was announced, really. Good to have you on board, man. Been waiting for this one for a long time, and knowing that you're such a Bazzoni fan as well.
Yeah, thank you for having me on, guys.
Yeah, man.
Thank you for having me on. I've been looking forward to it all week.
Hell yeah. Getting into some Luigi Bazzoni.
Yeah, Bazzoni is one of my favorite Italian directors. He's criminally underrated. He's bordering in the arty, the sort of artsy fartsy director a wee bit, but his stuff is just it's the most beautifully shot stuff.
It is
weird. It's unique.
It is, man. It's like I can see I hear a lot of people say like the fifth chord, it looks more like an Argento, but I see a lot of Bava inspiration. Like his stuff is more seems more serious and more classy, more classy, more serious. It's not as trashy as some of the other Gialli, but he's definitely got his signature, man. And the big wide frame shots and shit, man.
Like the first.
Sorry, mate. Sorry.
I was going to say the first film we're going to mention tonight is very much Hitchcockian and Bava-like. That's the type of vibes I get, and and we'll obviously come on to all three films in order, and you'll see a progression.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Lady of the Lake, The Possessed.
I'm. You know what, guys? I'm gonna flip it round. I'm gonna join you and flip it round.
Hey, that's a cool artwork, man. I dig it.
Yeah. I always flip the Arrow ones round to the original artwork. I'm never too Arrow make a great releases, but I'm never impressed with the artwork. Original all the way.
Yeah. Man.
Oh God. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, man. I guess what we'll do is I'll get into the chat right quick, see who's here. and then we can start talking about Lady of the Lake or the Possessed, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, there's a few names in there. There's
Yeah.
the Italian translation as well.
Right,
Madonna,
Gizmo here. Gizmo all the way from Norway.
Hey, guys.
What's going on, man? You start late tonight. Yeah, man. He's been busy, man. A lot of times he's on here with us. He's moving right now. So, Texas, what's happening, man? Glad you're here. And the mayor, what's going on?
Hey.
Mayor, hi, Mayor.
Yeah. And people saying, hey, hope your weekend has been good. Yeah, man, can't complain. Hope
Not too
everybody's
bad.
doing good that way, you know?
I don't know what the weather's been like up there in Scotland, but all we've had is rain here in Wales. All
It's just
summer, basically.
torrential outside as we speak.
We've had no rain. We've had a drought for like 2 to 3 months. Well, I'd say 2 months. I'd say 2 months, and it's been about 107 degrees. It's hot as hell.
I just couldn't cope with that, to be honest.
We'd die at that. We'd be shriveled up like a pair of prunes.
So it's pretty cool over there then. It stays pretty cool.
Yeah, it's always cold and damp. You can always rely on that. Cold and damp.
Right.
Scotland get well known for getting a lot of snow as well, but more so than Wales, because we're quite
up north we get a lot of snow, but down here it's just rain. I'm in the central belt, so near Glasgow, so just rain for me.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It's not too bad. I don't mind it. It's a bit cooler, and but we haven't had a summer. We never get disappointed really.
The good thing is though, that means it's film watching weather. You can watch all your film. You don't have to go outside. You don't have to go anywhere. Watch the films.
Yeah, same here because it's so damn hot. You don't want to go out there. You'll catch on fire. That's what I feel like anyway. I'm like, shit, I better get my ass back in the house. But let's see. People just saying hi. A lot of them. And we got 7 people in the chat. That's cool, man. Yeah,
if anyone got any questions for Giallo Submarine or ourselves, then feel free to just put them in the chat.
Right. Gizmo says, good panel. Appreciate it, man.
Nice one, man.
Thanks, Gizmo.
Gizmo says, I love the cold. Dirk is burning in hell, and we are floating nude in heaven over here. Yeah. I love the cold too, man. I love the cold weather, but I don't get it.
I don't know whether I'd go as far as to want to be in Norway, though. I think
that's Santa Claus weather over there, man.
Yeah.
I'd go for the Norway weather. I like the Norway weather. Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So being Scottish, I would say.
Yeah. Not too dissimilar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, man, I guess we'll get into the Possessed.
Sure thing.
You wanna start, or Darren?
Have you got a synopsis, Dan? Because I've got.
I do actually. I got in my own words, kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, go for it.
Okay. Well, Bernard, he's a writer. Breaks up with his girl, and when the film starts, and she's like begging his ass to come back to her, and he's like, nah, I'm kind of done with you, and he's infatuated with this Tilda chick. He's like highly infatuated with her, so he's obsessed. The alternate title should have been called Obsessed. I don't know why it's called The Possessed, but anyway, so he returns to this small Italian village. He goes back to this hotel, and he gets the same room. He's hoping to see Tilda because she works there. And then he soon finds out that she committed suicide. And he's just devastated. And Peter Baldwin, right?
Yeah, it's Peter Baldwin.
Yeah. He's just like, to me, man, he's so mopey, though, in the movie. Like, he kind of hurts the film, in my opinion. That's the only thing. Like, I don't mind him, but I think everybody around him is so much better, acting-wise. He's got like one note.
It surprised me as well, because if you look at the artwork and think he looks so fucking cool there. He looks like a cool guy smoking his cigarette. He looks like James Dean or something. and he is total sad sack.
Yeah.
But I like it though because right off the bat when he's on the phone, breaking up with his girlfriend,
Yeah.
You just think, who is this pathetic guy? So I think it adds to it because I think there's some good parallels with him being like an outsider with his friend with the hunchback. He is a successful writer, but underneath you can see he has all these sort of insecurities and ideas and obsessions. And I like, he is an annoying character, but it's in a good annoying way almost.
Yeah, he don't take me out of the film. He just seems sad and mopey the whole time. I'm like, oh,
yeah, and he gets sick. He gets sick like 2 days
food.
into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm with Giallo Submarine on this one. I think it works for the film, definitely, like because this film's all about just brooding atmosphere and tension and all that, more so than your normal Giallos where you've got Black Love Killer and all that. You're not going to get none of this with this one.
No.
Shot in stark black and white as well. It's very Hitchcockian.
Oh, yeah.
Reminds me a lot of maybe The Girl Who Knew Too Much Bava. It's got kind of that murder mystery element.
It'd be a good double feature with that for sure.
Absolutely, man. Yeah.
Well, it's got the shared cast of Valentina Cortese playing.
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil too much or say anything too much, but I think the casting of Valentina Cortese it's like I imagine when The Shining came out.
A little bit.
Yeah, like see when The Shining came out and you saw Jack Nicholson was in The Shining, you immediately thought, right, so this guy's going to go fucking nuts. It's the same. It's the same with Valentina Cortese. You know what she's going to do. You know what kind of character she's playing because she's playing a very similar character to she did in Bava's The Girl Who Knew Too Much.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. And like when I first saw that film, The Girl Who Knew Too Much, I didn't guess that she was going to be, the sinister character at the end or anything. But she definitely brings a touch of class to this film. Yeah. You can see she's on a different level, like acting wise.
She's talented.
Yeah, for sure.
She's not as she don't have as big as a role in this one though. Like, I'd say it's about the same as Girl Knew Too Much because you barely see her. Really, I mean, you see her, but you don't see her. You know what I mean? She's not like a main character or nothing. But like, I think Randoni, is that how you say it?
Salvo Randoni.
I think he's the standout to me. The guy that runs the hotel.
Yeah, the older guy that the hotel
Mr.
owner.
Enrico.
He's good at switching from being really friendly, really nice, just switching to being totally.
And that glance they have at each other, it's just like, that fucking, there's some shit going on here, man. Like, But
I don't know if you guys realised or read up on it, but this was like a true story case as well, back in the 1930s.
Yeah.
Which blew my mind when I read it. Basically, I think all he did was change maybe a couple of characters and maybe a few little small things to make this film. But while this film was actually just before this film was going into production, the guys in the real life case got sentenced. And as soon as they got sentenced, they started production for this film.
Oh, damn.
It was a Leggy case, it was called. I have a book here that I've been reading. It's Roberto Curti's book.
That book's awesome.
Italian Giallo in Film and Television. And it talks a lot about how the early Gialli, so we're talking the 1960s Gialli and even proto-Giallos from the 1950s, talking stuff like La Ventura by Antonioni. Things like that were influenced in the Giallo genre when it came on screen was really influenced by true crime. So you had the Alleghi case here, and you had another case that was very famous in Italy at the time, the Montesi case, which was basically in that one, a girl had been found on a beach with her throat cut and she had been at a sort of sex orgy party the night before with celebrities and politicians. And that turned the Italian public's mind onto the scandalous stuff we see that is then reused. And it's a case of art imitating life.
Right.
And with the alleged case, it was, like you were saying, Darren, a hotel owner who in 1933, there was the murder of a maid who worked at the hotel that went unsolved. Then there was a few years later, the death by drowning in a lake. So very, it's basically the same thing as we're talking about with the possessed. Right. Death by drowning in the lake of the guy's new wife. And then a couple of years later, there was the death of 2 tourists who regularly stayed at the hotel. A journalist from Rome 20 years later, so we're in the 1950s now, a journalist from Rome 20 years later looked into the case, and he pushed the connections to the police, and they ended up solving it. It was, just as in The Possessed, it was a sort of a family inheritance thing to do with the hotel, and they kept trying to blackmail him, and then more people got murdered as a result. So yeah, what was my point there? Possessed is one of those films that is absolutely influenced by the true crime of the time in Italy.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I'm glad you just mentioned all that, because it's good to have like facts like that to go back to. And but I've actually got that book that you've just shown.
It's so good.
And I've read it once, and I've read it within a week, and I just couldn't put it down. Yeah. But if you actually go through that book, I don't want to go on a tangent. If you go through that book and see all the stuff in it, and you make notes, like, you'll be looking at films forever, I think. But that's what I love about that book. But yeah, coming back to the film though, like I say, it's just got this unsettling presence, kind of dread throughout. It's the murder mystery element, this writer's trying, and I guess she's not really his former girlfriend. I think he just basically had a thing for her, maybe.
She's just an obsession. She's like something that he can't, or something he wants, I guess. And that's something else I noticed in this film. Like every character in the film, they all want something.
Yeah.
Like hard. Like to the point of madness almost.
Right.
Does that, you know what I mean?
Yeah. That makes perfect sense. Yeah. The one scene I like early on.
I'm not spoil shit. I'm gonna try not to spoil nothing. But
no, I'm gonna try not to spoil anything. But there's that's what I'm thinking about. There's a scene early on where Tilda, this like hotel maid or whatever.
She's like a damn Marilyn Monroe type.
She's very
beautiful.
And he shoots her in such a way where she's having sex with someone, but we don't find out who it is.
Yeah.
And it's kind of, that's like the mystery element to the film. Then that would unlock a lot of things that come on later. But yeah, I think that scene was done really well, because we get flashbacks throughout as well. And then once this, like Footprints, actually, that we're going to come on to, you get all the pieces of the puzzle. It's there for you, but you just got to put them together, which I love about his films. But man.
That's one of the things that makes it so unique. It's the way it's not a linear narrative. He tells a story through flashbacks, through memories, and I don't know if you noticed, but the camera even changes. The style of filming and the focus on the camera even changes when he goes into these memories. There's a scene where he's remembering the first time he saw the maid, Tilda.
Yeah, it looks blurrier or something.
Very blurry,
or brighter in some parts,
Yeah, much bigger contrast. Really working with the black and white there.
Yeah. But it's a very serious, very gloomy, ghost-like. I mean, it's almost like, in a way, like just stepping outside of what after you watch the film. Like I was thinking, this could be purgatory, man. It's like, it's kind of crazy like that,
It does feel disconnected from everything else, especially when you think of how many Giallo films are set in and around Rome in the busy settings. Giallo is an urban genre, and to have one out in a small mountain town, really, I went on Google Maps the last time I was watching it, and I tried to find the town where it is. I found it. It's right on the border of Italy and Austria, and you can actually see in some of the scenes, you can see the Alps in the background.
Wow,
Oh, damn.
man.
Yeah,
Awesome,
it's
man.
a beautiful place. If you look as well when he's walking around the town, some of the signs are in Austrian German as well.
Oh, shit.
Right, yeah, I did
Yeah.
notice that, yeah.
It's displaced into such a lonely. I really like what Dirk said, purgatory, because it is just such a lonely place. It seems. I actually
And the
first
wind.
watched the film whilst I was very ill. I had pneumonia one Christmas, and I stuck on The Possessed. I was just watching films until I get better. I stuck on The Possessed, and I was like, you know, when you watch a film that's just like you feel like you're disconnected from everything. For me, it was Christmas. Everyone was out enjoying themselves. I had to stay in bed watching films, and this film that I watched stuck with me the entire time. Out of all of Bazzoni's films, this is definitely my favorite one.
Oh,
It's
wow.
just
Okay.
really disorienting and lonely. I love it.
Yeah, man.
That's awesome that you say that this is your favorite film, because
Yeah.
I know I think I'm with like Dirk. I got pretty much a favorite that we'll come on to.
Okay.
But yeah, you saying that is amazing, because this film needs to be talked about a lot. Not many people mention it.
Yeah.
Look on YouTube, I don't think there's many videos about this film at all.
No,
It's very
no.
true, like you were saying, very true crime, noir,
Oh, yeah.
giallo, more serious tone. I mean, it's just I can't. It's almost like and that wind howling all the time.
Oh yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like what the
Yeah.
hell? That's what makes me think that it's not like. And then he has these premonitions, and then they come true, but it's somebody else. It's not
Yep.
all the way true. So it's kind of weird like that, you know. It throws you off, like you know.
It's so unique. It's like it is like a fever dream. It makes you feel as if you're suffering through his feverish illness with him.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah, and the early on point as well. There's a scene where it's very much, I know, like Giallo Submarine probably read that part of, in the book, where it's like Blow Up, where we get to see this picture, and again, it gives you a really good clue into what's going on. I won't go too much into it because don't want to give too much away. But I think this film was filmed before Blow Up as well, which is astounding. You know, Antonioni probably may have seen it.
Right?
Yeah, it's it predated Blow Up by a year.
Wow.
And it uses the same. Well, you know, I don't want to say too much, but if you know Blow Up,
The
it
same
uses the same
visual clue, yeah.
the same visual clue a year before. That's why I think it is an important film. That another reason, because it does add to the vocabulary of the Giallo genre by doing that. If you look at how many Giallo films from the golden period in the early 70s use that motif that is supposedly borrowed from Blow Up, of here's a picture with something that you didn't catch, or a piece of sound, audio, or something like that. If you think of, for example, Cat o' Nine Tails, the picture at the start, the guy, that's lifted directly from Blow Up, and Argento even says, yeah, it was Blow Up that influenced me. But now when you think about it, when you more familiar with these early proto Gialli like Possessed, that was a year before Blow Up was on the scene. So it needs more credit than it's given.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely, man. And like me and Dirk have been diving into all these Giallo films pretty much lately, and then you, like you say, you get surprised because then you see stuff that you think, shit, that was done earlier than another film, and it blows my mind.
You try to find these parallels to the,
Yeah.
Absolutely. I always notice stuff like that. The one that I think's the weirdest is, so you guys know your Giallo. If I was to say this is going to be spoilery for some people. I'm sorry, but it has to be done because it's an interesting experiment. If I was to say, what is the first Giallo film to feature a priest as a killer? What comes to mind?
Lindsay.
Don't talk to Duckling wood for me. Oh yeah, but you'll be right with Lindsay.
Yeah. Lindsay had done it.
Seven Bloodstained Orchid.
Yeah, like a whole 9 months, Seven Bloodstained Orchid before Duckling, but we all associate that trope being, invented by Lucio Fulci in Don't Torture a Duckling, which is a fantastic film. It's one of my favorite films. But Umberto Lenzi, he's always saying in interviews, I invented this, I invented this, I invented this. It turned out
he's such an asshole.
It turned out he did. He was right.
Yeah. He's funny.
Yeah,
though.
he's definitely
I love
right on
watching
that.
his interviews.
Oh yeah,
he's a character, man. He don't give a shit. He's He's like, Argento was my pupil,
yeah. And the older he got, the more he just did not care what he said.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, it's so funny. Some of his interviews.
But him and Fulci got along really well, from what I
understand. They were good friends.
Yeah.
I think he was the only guy he would give credit to, I think.
Yep, and he was the only. Lenzi was the only Italian film director who went to Fulci's funeral.
Right, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they were actually good friends.
Didn't Dario Argento actually pay towards it though? Didn't he? Paid towards it.
Yeah, Argento paid towards it, but I think the only person that went off their own back was Lenzi.
Oh wow. Shit! Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I love about these streams. You learn something, all the time.
Man. Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I was going to bring up. I did like this quote that I found from Giannetto De Rossi, who does the makeup effects. Like he did a lot of stuff for Fulci as well, but he did. He said the main qualities of the Italian film industry are fantasy, good taste, artistic sensibility, and improvisation. Do we really need to copy others? I thought that shit was cool as hell. Like,
yeah.
That's very cool.
I think with Bazzoni as well, you've got to give credit to the cinematographer.
Yeah.
Vittorio Storaro. I'm probably even mixing that up. And I think the two of them work so well in these three films. So I think he did do the fifth chord as well as Footprints, didn't he?
Yes. But it was someone else who did The Possessed. It wasn't Storaro. I think.
Oh, right. Okay.
I'm going to check right now. I think it was actually his brother. I think it was.
Okay.
I think it was. You
might be right, actually. Yeah.
Camillo Bazzoni. The thing is, a lot of Luigi Bazzoni's films were family connections. He was and it's co-directed by co-directed by Franco Rossellini, who was the cousin of Bazzoni. The camera
play was Giulio Kesti.
Yeah, Giulio Kesti, from Death Laid an Egg.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. And I think Vittorio Storaro, I believe, was Bazzoni's cousin.
Yeah.
So it was a very close, like family orientated thing. Yeah, it was his brother that did the camera work on The Possessed.
Okay. So I didn't have a cinematographer down for this one, but
I
guess
just assumed
last name. Either way, I would have been like,
no, it's still an excellent, like,
yeah.
Storaro is definitely one of the best cinematographers of all time. But the cinematography on The Possessed is every bit as good. You wouldn't know it wasn't him.
Yeah, man. Because you definitely see the difference between, Footprints and Fifth Chord. You can see how much it's the same in a lot of ways,
Yeah,
because he liked to shoot through windows and stuff, didn't he?
And reflections, lighting, shadows,
people in the background, and
a lot of lines, a lot of hard lines and shit, blinds and It's in big old wide ass camera shots where everything looks engulfing, like all the people look smaller and it looks very imposing. But yeah,
we'll come on to that. But yeah,
right.
I watched an interview a while ago with Franco Nero, and they asked him, "Do you think that Italian cinema could ever come back to like the way, you know, what it was during the golden age when you were in these films?" And the answer I thought was very interesting that he gave. He said that it has no chance because the way they film everything now is for editing. So if you look at films like Bazzoni's films, everything's long shots, wide shots, slow panning round. Everything is meticulously planned. You know when that director's going to move this, you stand here, exactly. They don't do that anymore because they have 4 or 5 cameras on you and they just pick the best shot and edit it in. Yeah. So that just shows the power in these films, and I think especially you can see it in these 3 Bazzoni films, the power of the cinematographer and the camera work. It is like an extra character in the film almost.
Right. Yeah. And then they had to make hard decisions on when they edited shit compared to today, you know.
Oh, absolutely. The editor, I think, on The Possessed, and I might be wrong in this one, I think it's the guy that went on to edit a lot of Lucio Fulci's work.
Okay.
Is it Vincenzo Tomasi?
I didn't have the editor down.
Yeah, I haven't got it written down, but you sound
I could be wrong, but I think he's. But everything in it is excellent as well. Like you know, the dream sequences you guys were talking about.
Yeah.
There's the scene where I think it is. Yeah, it's a dream, and Mr. Bernard, is imagining who was the lover. Who was the lover of Tilda? Was it the hotel owner? Was it his son? And then it keeps coming up, and in one shot it's the son, and one shot it's the owner, goes back to the son.
Yeah.
But then when it goes down, when she's on top after you see her, and then she goes down to kiss him, it repeats that 3 times in the editing. I don't know if you noticed that.
Yeah.
Shot 3 times with that horrible wailing of animals in the background.
Oh,
it's really like a punishing sort of nightmarish.
It is, man.
And that's all. I mean, yeah, there's the shot, but it's just the camera's fucking still. You know, that's all in the editing. That's the power of the editor right there.
This might be reaching, man, but to me, like when I was watching The Possessed, there's certain parts of it I was like, I wonder if David Lynch watched this damn movie.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
I think all of Bazzoni's films are super Lynchian. There is that weird, especially like, you know, shit like Blue Velvet, the theme of underneath a nice town there is a rotten thing happening.
Yeah.
That's very much the case in all of the films, especially The Possessed, though.
Yeah, I think a lot of these American directors, certainly of a certain age, definitely like De Palma, and they definitely went back and saw Giallo, even though, you know, I say it a lot, you know, De Palma tries to like make out that he didn't.
Yeah.
But he must have seen Argento films. There's no way, like Dress to Kill, you know, and
or even Martino, because like in Dress to Kill, that elevator scene.
Oh God, yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Yeah. That's a straight left. Yeah.
Right. Well, man, was there anything y'all want to cover on The Possessed? Anything else you want to talk about?
Darren?
Go on. You go on.
The only other thing I could think is how similar it is to some of the later stuff you're going to get, and I find that's a lot in Bazzoni's work. It's like what we're talking about with the prefiguring blow up by 1 year. If you look at the setting, so we're talking a hotel in the winter that's almost closed down. Well, we've got a very famous, not really Italian, but Italian adjacent film where that's the plot as well. Don't Look Now.
Yeah,
Nicholas Rowe.
absolutely.
That's a hotel in the winter. Same kind of thing. So the trope there.
Also, you could say, and I know we just watch these films, but it's kind of it's way different. I know because in Footprints, it's in the summertime. It looks like and it's like and it's at a hotel. So,
Footprints is very similar in that way. I think those two films are really like mirror images of each other.
Yeah,
one's
real cold and dark, and one's real brightly lit.
Yeah.
And,
exactly. It's just there's so much as well. The House with the Laughing Windows by Pupi Avati.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised if there was not a huge if Pupi Avati had saw The Possessed and thought, I want to evoke the same sort of feeling. Think about the scenes in The Possessed where Philip Leroy, the son, is cutting the meat, and Bernard's watching him cutting the meat. Well, that's almost verbatim reproduced in Pupi Avati's House with the Laughing Windows.
Wow, yeah. I didn't even put them two together, but now you mentioned it. It's got that same atmosphere as well, hasn't it? The brooding atmosphere.
Yeah.
All coming to conclusion.
There was the only reason I noticed it was because it was a few months ago. I was down at my films and I thought I'm going to pick out some films just for a mood that I'm in, just to watch, and I picked out those three: The Possessed, Don't Look Now, and House with Laughing Windows. And I thought, why do I feel these three films go together? Because at the end of the day, very, very similar vibes to them all. Very similar plot, even.
Yeah. Have you seen the film? Well, I presume you've seen Who Saw Her Die?
Yeah. I love that film. Yeah.
That goes well with Don't Look Now if you play them back to back. Just for the one storyline with the child and excellent.
Yeah,
I can totally see that.
The James Bond Giallo.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that one yet. Who Saw Her Die?
I'm trying to get to see that.
It's good. I really think George Lazenby should have done more Italian films because, he's a shit James Bond, but he's really good in Who Saw Her Die. It's a really disturbing film, really scary, really disturbing. I know a lot of people in the Discord as well. They say it goes harder than Don't Look Now. They prefer it to Don't Look Now. Personally, I'm on the side of Don't Look Now, but I still love Who Saw Her Die.
Right. Don't Look Now is in my top 3 of all time films. I like along with The Exorcist and stuff like that. But Who Saw Her Die is so good, like you say.
It's fantastic, yeah.
And so underrated as well until it got that, release from that, like American Arrow release, which is really good.
It's fantastic.
But that's one Dirk's got to get onto. But I was just wanted to add with this film, it almost never got made, because they had money problems like really early on. I think Rossellini met this woman, and she did, the production was going to be like taken down basically, but she put the money up to start production again. So I was not even got this film, which is mad, really.
I did want to mention one scene in particular. It's the scene when Peter Baldwin's character, Bernard, he's talking to Mario. Like how coal black Mario's eyes look, and you see like these pin white lights in each eye. I don't know how the hell they did that shit, but it looks so damn crazy as hell, man.
He turns, the way they make him turn from, the first encounter we see with him when Bernard arrives at the hotel and he's saying, he's saying you're still, you could have romance in your life, you could remarry or whatever he says to Mario, and he's like, no, I'm too old for that. You just think, he's sort of a genial older guy, with his family, he's just happy to run his hotel. And it's the shock of when it turns him into, this guy could be what he is, seedy. He could be a murderer, and it really does hit hard.
Yeah, but yeah, man. It's a hell of a movie. I suggest to check it out. I mean, I'm gonna give this. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. I don't know where y'all stand.
Darren, you want to go first?
What's that?
Do you want to go first, Darren? Oh, I think he froze.
Uh-oh.
I'll go first then. 9 out of 10 for me. I really
Okay.
love The Possessed.
It definitely could go up, man. I've seen it like 3 times now. So
Yeah, it's one you can watch again and again, and you notice something different every time.
yeah. All right, he took himself
Oh,
out.
what, yeah.
I can catch the chat right quick while he's coming back.
Cool.
Was there anything else you wanted to add? I think we covered it pretty good without spoiling it.
we done. I think we done it justice.
Good deal. Let's see. Okay. Texas. He says, I don't even want to take the trash out because I'll need a shower when I get back inside. Yeah, man. I hear that shit. Because he's feeling the pain like me. He's in Texas. I'm in Louisiana.
Yeah.
You know.
Horrible.
Yeah.
I think my internet went for a minute then, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, back now.
And then we got Wild Wrangler. What's going on, man?
Hey, man.
Yeah, just saying, hey. Gizmo. He says 3 Giallo. 3 Gialli. I need to check out. I have 2 of them soon. And I've seen one of the films from the box set from Arrow with The Possessed.
Oh, did Arrow release Possessed in a box set?
Oh yeah, that's where I got this.
Yeah. What set was that?
That's the red set.
The red
Giallo
one.
Essentials.
Yeah.
The Giallo Essentials.
That's a
It's
good
got
set.
The Possessed, the Fifth Chord, and pajama case.
Yep. That's a good set. Yeah.
We just got standard releases in the UK, didn't we, of each film?
Yeah, we do have the boxes now, but the problem with the box one is I'm a sucker for I love bits of paper. I love bits of paper, you know.
Yeah.
I know that's totally, you know, they've got me by the balls, Arrow do, but I like the original releases with the paper.
Yeah, this don't come with that. It only come with this, you know, wherever the hell that is.
Ah, yeah. Oh, from Miller Stone Women, that's a good film. I watched that recently for the very first time. Really nice.
Me too. I got I checked it out. I liked it. Yeah. I like it. I like the gothic type setting. Yeah. Let's see. But Pajama Girl Case was the one. Okay.
That's a good one. An Australian set, Giallo. It is set in Australia, is that right?
Yeah. It's based on a true case as well. Where they they showed this girl obviously was murdered, and they put her on show to the general public in Australia at the time, and it was quite shocking, you know, obviously. Wow. And I think she was on show for like a week or something, but the body was deteriorating so much. Yeah,
that looked pretty gruesome.
Yeah, you couldn't it was really hard to recognize her. That's why there's a mystery to that film, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's funny enough. That was a true one as well.
I need to rewatch that with that in mind then.
Yeah, look into the backstory of that.
I watched Pajama Girl Case. Yeah.
That's definitely going to come up on this channel at some point.
It's a sad. I'd put that in my list of sad Gialli. A very sad one.
Yeah. Knowing as well the facts behind the case is quite crazy. That's definitely one for people to check out.
Gizmo says, is Giallo Sub Scottish? I worked with a bunch of people from Scotland. I always feel it is hard to understand the language or dialect, but GS.
Yes.
I don't know. With me, I totally get the Scottish accent. You know, maybe because you're like Giallo Submarine's accent, I can totally get. But maybe some of the really, you know,
he says talks almost clean English, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm trying to slow down, and so that I can an international audience doesn't get too, I'm not going too fast.
No,
That's
no.
good.
Yeah.
I perfect, but
I,
I'm used
I
to
understand
it.
everything. So Texas and Gizmo, hey, Gizmo says Scottish, I believe it is. Sorry, my English is like a skanky, cheap prostitute named the Blob in an expensive, high-class strip club. Yeah,
He's crazy, Gizmo. On
Gizmo's a nut, man. Let's see. Everybody's saying, hey, Blissful, need to sleep soon. Just trying to catch some minutes more of the Giallo evening.
I
Yeah.
love that cat, Gizmo. That's a cute cat.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Sweet Dreams. Let's see. Sounds like The Possessed is like Showgirls, a movie that I love and I just want more from, but I have no idea why.
I say there's nothing wrong with Showgirls.
Yeah.
I'm a
I
Showgirls
like
fan.
Showgirls. Yeah.
He's a Showgirls freak.
People they slag it off and say, "Oh, it's a terrible film." I don't think it's a terrible film. Think of the other Paul Verhoeven films, right? You got RoboCop, which is a satire of the sci-fi genre.
Yeah.
And you've got the same with Starship Troopers, satire as well. So why would Showgirls not be a satire? It should be viewed as a comedy film. It should be viewed with tongue in cheek.
I'm in that camp. I don't care for it, but it's been a long time since I've seen it. So. And I keep telling
Vinegar Syndrome released it in 4K dark, so you don't need to.
Yeah, Gizmo keeps telling me I need to watch it again, and I said we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it one day. But from
it's
what
just
I remember,
a blast, really. It's just a fun watch, obviously not to be taken too seriously.
I remember seeing it though when it first come out. I rented it on VHS, and it just didn't do it. I was like, "What in the fuck?" Like, I was a totally different state of mind. I was 18 when that shit came out. So
I thought you would have been perfect at 18 for that.
Yeah, 18. That's exactly when.
I mean, there's that to it, but I mean, there's other things that just didn't work for me. Like the acting is fucking terrible, man.
I mean, the main actress Elizabeth Berkley, I think she's great in it, but she is very Saved by the Bell. She was in Saved by the Bell.
Yeah,
her acting is very Saved by the Bell.
That was the big deal back then too. The girl Jessie from Saved by the Bell.
That's right, Jessie.
But let's see. Texas says that's a good analogy. Gizmo, I have to see The Possessed myself. No, it's nothing like The Possessed.
It's complete opposite to Showgirls.
He's got to bring up Showgirls no matter what, though. So.
Yeah, he says it tongue in cheek.
I feel the priest or the she-male or maybe the woman you always thought what the most innocent is the normal type trope for Giallo being the killer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, point said with The Possessed as well, actually, yeah.
I think there's a bit more of a hint with The Possessed because, Valentina Cortese, if you're familiar with the Giallo genre, I think you'd know that she's gonna be the one. And they do, I think that a lot of Giallo films do that. They play with your expectations of what the audience associates with a specific actor. So, for example, say you're watching a movie with Mimsy Farmer in it, and she's the protagonist. She's going to go fucking nuts.
Yeah,
because she always goes nuts.
Or Gene Sorrell, you always know. He's gonna. You know what's gonna happen.
He's going to be a shady character, basically. Yeah,
absolutely.
But I'm trying to get to it as well to watch The Perfume of the Lady in Black, Mimsy Farmer film.
I'm gonna make it.
That's another great film.
Yeah. It's a real ambiguous one. You think? Like it's real.
It's a really what the fuck ending. I know that.
Right.
It's like Repulsion, but Well, the ending is nothing like you'll ever see in any.
Yeah, it's wild. It's wild. Really, I'd say it's a good one to watch with the Pajama Girl case if you want to ruin your whole day.
Yeah. That's a good way of putting it. Actually, yeah.
Wild Wrangler asks, worst Giallo film y'all saw? For me, no doubt about it, hands down, Arabella.
I was
Yeah,
amazed when you said that because I love that film.
You know, I'm going to agree with Dirk here. Arabella, I just did not like it. No,
Really, that
I
surprises
was
me,
not
man.
into it. Yeah,
I fucking love that film. But going for the worst, and it pains me to say because I love Sergio Martino, but Scorpion with Two Tails, I hated that.
oh
The
yeah,
1982 one. Oh
Yes.
man,
such
That
a
was pretty
wasted
bad.
film.
yeah, such great, concept and all that. But just
That's
And the
pretty
So
cast as well.
disappointing.
John Saxon's in it, isn't he?
yeah, it's a great cast. It's everything you would think that film. Everything's there to be a good film. Martino. Let's be honest. It's only 1982, so he's pretty much, not in his heyday, but not far off his heyday. And I was like, fuck, man.
Yeah.
All his other Giallos I love, man.
He had just lost it for the Giallo by then. He was really doing some good work around then in the post-apocalyptic genre.
Right, yeah. So
I
all
think
his
it's sort of
energies was into
2019,
that.
After the Fall of New York, I think it's called.
Right, yeah.
That's amazing. That's a good film.
I need to dive
need to
into
check out some more of
different
his stuff.
subgenres and stuff. Yeah.
Let's see. Gizmo says, the Blind Man and Demons did not get the best treatment. Not as Giallo, but still just as sexy cinematography as a classy Argento. Yeah.
Lamberto, yeah.
Let's see. Scream 5? Yeah, he's saying that's his worst Giallo. Scream 5.
Right. At the twice then. Yeah. I didn't mind Scream 5, to be honest.
I hate
it's my least favorite. My least favorite of the series.
Yeah, it is I don't like it at all. It pissed me off. I figured out the killers in 30 minutes.
Yep. It was very obvious. 6 was much better though. 6 was a return to form.
Yeah.
I need to see 6. I've not seen
I like
it yet.
6 better. Gizmo gonna give some shit now. he don't like his shit. Let's see. I haven't got to a bad one yet, but I'm sure I will at some point. Oh yeah, there's some bad ones.
Yep.
Yeah,
French
like any film.
models as well.
What's that shit what the hell? I'm trying to think. The one
We
with
did,
the damn.
What's that?
What
Because
the
we
hell
did
is-
all the Giallo box sets from Vinegar Syndrome, so
Yeah,
we
some
did
of the
do
Forgotten
French
Gialli
section of it.
or
Yep.
yeah,
French Sex Murders. That's a terrible film. I think
See,
that's
I like that when I watched that when
Yeah.
it first came out on DVD back 10 years ago.
Play
And I went
Hotel.
back to it. Went
Play
back to it
Hotel.
on Blu-ray and fucking didn't like it at all, to be
fair
honest.
enough.
Totally changed my
Play
mind.
Hotel. I didn't care for that much.
Oh, I've not seen that one. That's Ray
it's
Lovelock.
quite porny. It's just quite porny.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really not what a Giallo to me is.
Yeah. I agree.
Let's see. There's my beautiful wife, Tasha. Hey,
Hey,
everybody,
Tasha.
thanks for making the stream. Yeah. Thanks for being here. Let's see. Everybody saying, hey, Tasha, you should watch some Gialli with Dirk and be part of the stream one day. Give a women perspective of this crazy ass genre.
Absolutely.
Yeah, she won't watch. She's not into it. I try to get her to watch it all the time. She won't watch it. She's like, it's too old. I'm like, oh shit. Okay.
Yeah.
But she watches true crime stuff. She loves true crime stuff. So.
Right. Maybe get her to watch a couple of the Gialli with true crime stories behind them, just to start her off, maybe.
No, if they're
No,
if they're in the
I'm
70s,
I've tried so many times with my fiance as well, Dirk, like to get her to watch one with me.
Yeah.
You know, I've tried even the stylish stuff like Tenebrae, or I've tried the older stuff, the classier stuff, the sexy stuff, the gory stuff. Just no, it's all too old. No, thank you. And she doesn't like the dubbing, so
right. Yeah,
fair.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's a very niche kind of thing, though, Giallo. Like, since we've been doing this on YouTube, and I didn't realize such small, little community there is. It's not
Oh, yeah.
really. It's starting to get a bit more well known now, but not like it should be. I feel, because it's probably my favorite subgenre along with slashers.
Absolutely.
And they sort of intermingle anyway, them two. But
I told
no,
you, it's past the slasher for me. So
yeah, I can see that totally. But that's what I love about Giallo Submarine's channel and Katie of the Night and all them. Getting the word out about these films is just so important.
right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man.
That's what I was telling Dirk just before the stream started, that the whole reason I started doing YouTube in the first place was because these films, I'd just been watching these films since like fucking age 15, when I first discovered Italian cinema.
Yeah.
I've been watching them myself. You occasionally meet someone who saw Cannibal Holocaust, who saw Deep Red or something like that, but you don't really get people that are really obsessively into it. You don't encounter them very much in real life. So the whole reason I started doing YouTube was to connect with other people who are into this stuff.
Yeah.
And that's why I started the fifth Discord, to make a community for people to promote their stuff, to learn more, to talk about it.
Yeah, absolutely. So what was your first film then, Giallo film you saw?
First actual Giallo, because I can't include Suspiria because it's obviously not a Giallo, but that was my gateway into Italian film.
Okay, yeah.
First actual Giallo came a bit later than that. I think it would be, I'm fairly certain it was either Deep Red or The Strange Vice of Mrs. Ward.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm fairly certain. It was one of those classics, though, because I'd get into. I came by Giallo via Italian gore cinema first. So for me, the first ins were Suspiria, and then into Cannibal Holocaust, into Lucio Fulci, stuff like that. Then I thought, well, what's going on in the Italian cinema, more broadly? And this was like the early days of the internet, like late 90s. So I was like, typing in Italian films, list of Italian films, and I discovered what Giallo is. And I started seeing stuff like Deep Red, the big ones, Tenebrae as well. I think Tenebrae was one of my, if it wasn't my second or third or something like that. It took a while to grow on me, the genre in general. But I'll often say that my love of the Giallo genre is like, when you're young and you have your first beer and you're like, this is fucking disgusting. Like, why would anyone drink this? And then, you're like, 10, 20 years later, you can't get enough of them. That's what my love of Giallo is like.
Okay.
Wow.
My first Italian horror that I seen was Buried Alive or Beyond the Darkness.
Oh, that's a good one.
And I was very, very young, man. I was probably like, I don't know, between 8 and 12, somewhere around there.
I'm surprised that didn't put you off for life, man.
Yeah, well, a friend of mine, he's like, man, and I remember Hellraiser had came out not long ago, and then so I was probably at least 10. Yeah, because Hellraiser came out in 87. But he's like, man, this is grosser than Hellraiser. This is disgusting. You got to check this shit out. And I was like, all right, let's check it out. That was the first one.
It's a good one to start on as well. That's one of my all-time favorites.
Yeah.
Oh, man, the map that I love as well. I personally, I prefer Absurd. I think that's his best film for me.
You like, it's a good film.
It's definitely a Halloween rip-off, but
I like Absurd.
But Beyond the Darkness is great. Death Smiles on a Murderer is another good one he did. He don't get no credit though, I feel.
How you look at Death Smiles on a Murderer, and it's a classy gothic Giallo, right?
Yeah.
And then you look at Joe D'Amato's filmography after that, and it was like a year or two later, we're talking porn, gore.
Yeah.
So the thing is, he has a really, really good director. He is a really good cinematographer. His cinematography on Solange is amazing. He also done a good few. I think he done on the Discord. We got a guy who loves his gothic, loves his early. The Count. You know who I'm talking about, Darren. And he has recommended me some early proto Giallo films that have Joe D'Amato as a cinematographer. One of them, The Sea, is beautifully shot. Really beautifully shot. So he's really good at his stuff, but you know, like everyone, he must have had bills to pay, and he decided, you know what, just do the porn and the gore, you know.
Right.
Yeah, easy money, really, the porn. Yeah. He just got labeled with that rather than, because, like you say, you can shoot it. Solange is just one of my favorite films of all time, you know?
Oh, yeah, it's lovely.
But he don't get no credit, I don't feel.
Yeah.
As a director, you don't. You know?
Tasha says, ha ha ha, okay, Gizmo, I need to give it a try. Just stay away from Arabella, Gizmo says, and don't tell Darren I said so.
See, I'm surprised both of you hate that film. I'm surprised.
I can't stand it, man. I was like, what is this? But anyway, I'm not going to trash it too bad, man.
I must be in the minority with that one. So like,
no, people love it. People absolutely love it. People say it's the best of that Forgotten Gialli set. They say it's the best one in it. What?
Hell no.
It's definitely up there. It's not the best.
Still Among Us is the best of that set.
Yeah, by far. I think that's a fantastic film.
Yeah. I love that.
I think
ending too. The way it ends is just so
brutal,
bleak, and you don't know what. Yeah, I don't want to go tangent on it.
I was like amazed when that came out. Have you seen Monster Florence?
No, I really want to though.
Yeah.
Oh God, man, I have to sort something out because I've got like a bootleg of that I can do for you. I have to sort something out. But that's another good film to play with that, you know.
Yeah.
They both made the same time, based the same true life case as well, which was actually still going on while those films were actually made because they didn't come to the conclusion.
Still unsolved.
And even now, I was going to say, even now, I don't think didn't the guy get off, didn't he? Or there was a few guys literally got off with the case. I think they've done jail time.
I think the implication is someone who's well connected, therefore a mixture of someone that's well connected and just general police bumbling.
Like elite status, can't be touched, untouchable type. Yeah. Get away with anything they want, kind of deal.
Yeah, that sort of thing.
Right. Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Let's see, my wife, Tasha, says, he told me we would get more people in here if I was on. Yeah, I try to get her on all the time. I'm like, get on a live stream.
You gotta get her on.
But
even if she comes on and just trashes fucking everything,
that'd be
quite funny anyway.
She wouldn't though. She wouldn't. She knows how much I love shit. So it would be great. Tasha Texas says. Gizmo says, I believe Dirk is 100% correct in that people are bored listening to us old guys talking about the 70s movies. A woman's perspective is interesting.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. Get Katie on one time. She loves doing podcasts.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've contacted her. I think she's going to come on in a couple of months. She said she's a little bit busy at the moment.
Yeah. Excellent. Good.
But we've had Richard on from Hello, This is a Doom Show as well.
I watched that episode,
So we're hopefully going to get some more guests on and hopefully become a regular thing as well. Like I said to you earlier, you're welcome anytime. If a subject comes up that you feel you want to jump on, just let us know. And,
or topic, anything you want to, we can put something together. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'll take you guys up on that. I'll be back sometime.
Nice one, man. Nice.
Gizmo says, us old farts, I think they say in UK.
Yep.
Dirk, what is the ice bath pic in the top? Girl in pink dress dead on the ice and a knife in the front over the head of a submarine. Oh, that's fifth chord.
Yep.
Yeah.
I can't believe Gizmo's not seen any of these 3 films because he's seen everything. Literally,
he watches all kinds of
Submarine. Don't know Gizmo, but he watches everything.
Somebody killed Darren.
Yeah, that's when my bloody internet went down.
Oh yeah. Did anyone pre-order the Best Buy 4K Steelbook of The Wicker Man? No. I didn't.
No.
That's pretty high.
I'll need to get a hold of that when it comes out on eBay in the UK.
Yeah, I get a
That's
standard. I'll get a standard, I think. But that's what, 80 pounds? So it's like,
yeah, it's
what the
expensive.
hell's going on around here? We're paying dinner. Like, well, that'd be like 100 for me for one movie. So
I'll probably get shit for this, but I've never seen The Wicker Man.
shit. Damn,
I've seen all the clips because they show them a lot, don't they, in the UK on different
you're always on things
on TV and stuff. So I've always known the twist, but I've
Mhm.
never gone to watch it. Which
I think Christopher Lee did that for free, didn't he? Or
I'm not sure.
Did he? Wow, I didn't know that.
Film. That's his favorite overall film.
Yeah, he really was into his sort of esoteric folk horror stuff. Like what's the one? Devil Rides Out. He pushed to get that made by Hammer. He was like, I really want to make a movie of The Devil Rides Out. I want to make more of these satanic films. He was into that sort of stuff.
Yeah, yeah, he's a nut, man.
Yeah, he's a strange guy. He's cool.
I want to see The Whip and the Body as well. That's like a blind spot I've never seen.
Gizmo says, I need The Wicker Man on 4K. I have that insane, expensive imprint edition, but of course it was only blue. The Wicker Man is on my top 3 musical. Okay. Let's see. You're looking a bit.
You're looking about Billy Wally. Yeah.
Okay. My ancestors came from Scotland, been in the U.S. before 1776. Okay. Awesome. Okay. Preach Submarine. I told this guys forever that it is satire and done in a perfect way. It was supposed to be a musical. Yeah, it still don't mean that it's good.
Oh, hey, Chris.
It says, hi all, slash the like for these awesome gentlemen. It's because of them. Giallo is my favorite subgenre. Yeah, man.
That's the reason we're doing these things, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, Chris has dove deep into the Giallo. You really have.
Yeah, because he hadn't seen a Giallo film up until fairly recently. And now he's buying shit right, left, and center, which is great to watch. Because you get someone's like new perspective on these films as well,
right?
Which is great.
I'm always jealous when I hear someone's just getting into it because they've got all this stuff to discover.
Yeah, I'm the same. Exactly.
There's so much shit. So much.
I've always said that too. I've only probably seen, I don't know, maybe 50%. I've seen all the big ones or most of the big ones, but there's so much obscure shit that.
And then there's hidden ones that are coming out all the time.
Yeah, do you mind me asking how old you are, Giallo?
37.
Oh wow!
Wow, you're just a baby then, really.
Yeah, what were you guys?
I'm 52.
Yeah. I'm 46.
46. So.
Well preserved, guys. You're well preserved.
No, I appreciate it.
Oh, you're too kind. But
you need to whiten my beard though.
When you kind of get to my age, then you'll have another 15 years, viewing behind you, and you should know everything by then. I always try and say, by the time I get to 60, I want to see everything available.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh yeah.
But yeah.
A good goal.
Gizmo says Dirk will watch Showgirls before he watch any girl with perfume.
Perfume and Lady in Black, I think he's yeah.
All right. Chrissy says worst you could say Giallo I saw probably is The Police Are Blundering in the Dark, which I did like.
I like that one as well.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah. That one's okay.
I like the atmosphere in that one, and the one kill when she's in like that little hotel place, bed and breakfast or whatever. I quite like that one.
I'll be right back, y'all. Sorry, y'all.
Yeah, no worries, man. But yeah, talking about the police bumbling in the dark, that's kind of fucking got like a far out ending, hasn't it? Like kind of Four Flies or Cat the Nine Tails type vibe.
Yeah, it gets a bit wild.
Yeah.
I really do like a wild ending though. I think going back to what Dirk was saying about Beyond the Darkness, Bly Omega, that was the film that really got me into crazy Italian endings. So I'm really a fan of weird ones like that. Have you
Yeah,
saw Lamberto Bava's Macabre?
yeah, I was going to mention that. It's very similar type. And that
Yeah.
ending, like you say, is just, you
Yeah.
kind of work it out, but you're still fucking shocked when you see what actually is going
Oh,
on
yeah.
at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
That
love
ending,
that film.
so you'll know Darren and Dirk when he comes back that on the fifth Discord channel we do watch parties every Friday night,
Yeah,
and I chose for one a couple of months ago. I chose Macabre by Lamberto Bava, and as a slow burn film, so I knew people were sort of dropping off, but I was really trying to encourage people to stay for the end because that end is just absolutely fucking mad.
batshit crazy, man. Yeah,
Really is.
totally.
Yeah.
And you, like you say, it gives you a few clues to know along the way, but when it does hit you, what's going on?
It's wild. It's
Yeah.
wild. Oh shit!
yeah.
You dropped out when me and Dirk were rating The Possessed out of 10. What do you give it out of 10?
I give it, well, yeah, I don't want to give away the others, but I kind of see a progression with these films. I give it a very strong 7 out of 10.
7. That was what
I
Dirk gave
think
it as well.
I think it's a very strong. Was it his actual first? Because he do direct 2 shorts, didn't he? Before
He did 2 short films before that, and but this was his first full feature presentation.
Right.
Yeah,
I think it's very solid for first type of feature
he
film.
only had 5 films. 3 of them are Giallo films, 2 of them are westerns, and one of those westerns is sort of, it borders on horror almost.
Right.
I don't think because with Possessed, in fact, very few of Bazzoni's films were well received. The Possessed was not well received at the time. People thought it was just arty and pretentious, and it just wasn't. It wasn't what people were looking for, and you can see why. Now, in the era of Blu-ray, in the era of 4K, we can appreciate it. But I guess if you're going looking for, you're looking for something maybe a bit simpler to see in the film and in the cinema.
Yeah, and it is, it's got like it can be very confusing to somebody, a casual watcher. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. All of Bazzoni's films are hard. They're hard going on the mind to watch.
Yeah.
They are tough to follow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not something you can put on in the background or anything. You've got to be watching and saying. I was amazed.
You better pay attention.
Yeah. I was amazed. We'll come on to in a bit with Footprints that actually killed his directing career. I was like, shit, because people just didn't get that film when it came out. But I don't want to spoil it with that. But
we won't.
I absolutely fucking love that film that's coming. But this next one we're going to cover as well, I think is amazing.
Yeah,
it's like very solid film.
That is fantastic.
All right, well, I guess we'll get into it, man. On
man,
Black Days for the Aries or Black Days for the Aryan or the Fifth Chord, whichever you prefer. And that's the one I got.
What we got there? Yeah, I'm doing it again.
Yeah, no.
Yep. I'm flipping.
I got the original.
I'm flipping.
I love that artwork though, but
this is one of the. Oh, that's such good looking artwork. Although I will say, in Arrow's credit, I think the one that they have with the bars on it is really good because it goes for the color scheme of the film, and all the shots that Arrow does. A lot of them are through blinds, through bars, through shades. Yeah. So it does evoke that. It's a good one. Credit where credit's due.
Right.
That's a great point, actually, because it's got like a blue tint to the film as well, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Both this and Footprints. He loved the blue. I noticed
really
that.
Did, yeah.
So,
he really did.
Yeah. And the score, Ennio Morricone.
Yeah. In my opinion, it's one of my favorite Morricone scores. The music at the party at the start and the credits, I listen to that all the time. That gets frequent rotation in my house. I really like it.
It's definitely like top 10, top 20 Giallo scores of all time. Just that
Absolutely.
jazzy theme when it keeps, early on, it comes on early on, like you say.
And this is based off of a Scottish writer.
Yeah.
DM Devine.
Yeah. He was a writer from Greenock, which is just about 50 miles west on the coast from where I am. And he was a writer in the Agatha Christie vein. In fact, I think Agatha Christie endorsed him somehow at the time. And it's the thing is, it's very strange that they decided to go with the fifth chord as a name, because that references a plot, one of the plot points of the book, in which the killer in the book, different from the film, he gives out cards with each murder that say which chord of the coffin chord.
Yeah.
So that's the first one like that, and I think that's quite an obscure tradition. I think that's do they do that in the US? Do they do that in Wales? I know they do it in Scotland. No. So
no,
it's
I've
strange.
never heard that. No.
If there's other English speaking cultures don't have it. So
I know it's spelled different, but I know I might be reaching. So I was like thinking chord, like a chord in music. Like the fifth chord is the lowest pitch of a music.
You think that it's to do with funeral chords. It's like for when you're a pallbearer. It's like I don't know because I've never actually done it myself, but it's a traditional thing in Scottish funerals. You get carriers of chords, and you think you've got, I don't know how many there is. Maybe there's, I don't know, but it's a Scottish thing anyway, and it doesn't translate very well to even other English-speaking cultures. But what chance is it going to have translating to Italians, who don't speak English and who, so there you go.
Yeah.
So obviously they changed that for the Italian title, like Dirk was saying, Black Day for Aries.
Yeah.
Yeah, which comes into the plot actually, doesn't it?
The astrology
stuff.
A
lot better.
Yeah. Oh, it's a great name.
You got you want to do the synopsis there, or you want me
to? Again, I've got notes there. I don't think I've got an actual synopsis. If you want to go ahead.
I got it. I always put it in my own.
You're probably better than me with synopsis, to be honest.
Okay. All right. Well, it starts off with a New Year's party and a drunk, functioning alcoholic reporter who is a better detective than the actual detectives. He makes somebody gets attacked at their party. They almost get killed, and so he makes it his personal mission to try to figure this shit out. You know what I'm saying? That's basically what's going on. And then people from that party start dying one by one. Let's see. And he also receives a threat with a creepy voice killer type character. And warns him to get back because he's getting too close to the truth and shit. So that's basic plot. That's, like I said, I put in my own words. I don't try not to.
Yeah, that's a good overview. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, so basically you got this guy, Franco Nero plays this guy called Andrea, who's like this alcoholic basically. And I think it's his friend, isn't it, John? He's out walking one day after this New Year's Eve party, going home, and he's attacked. It's kind of brilliant because we don't get to see who's doing the attacking, but I think there's a couple there as well that oversee it. So the male of the two, of the couple, actually see the killer full on, and then it becomes like this mystery then of finding out, what's going on. And there's, I mean, there's so many twists and turns in this film. I can see, I think you probably agree, the Dario Argento kind of influence. Yeah. But I think Dirk said it well in the week. He puts his own stamp on it. It's not just an Argento clone.
No,
he's got his stance on it. Stamped on it, and I think I think especially
like the way everything's set up. Like like I know I keep on saying the same thing, but I can't ignore it. It keeps popping in my head. Those big ass wide shots, and then in this one, you got the fisheye shots, like at the party, which is kind of like I don't know, like maybe it's like supposed to represent somebody that's drunk or something.
That's a good
what I was
one,
getting from it, but yeah, man, it's just everything looks so massive, like it's a prison itself. You know, almost. You know, with all the blind bars and shit, and so many hard lines. I mean, it's beautiful, damn landscapes and shots of all the many locations too. There's a shit ton of locations. It's like, damn, you know.
My opinion on that, on you know how beautiful a film it is, because it is really shot so well and the locations are fantastic. It does link into what I see. You know, if we can imagine what Bazzoni's mindset when he was making that film is. So he made his first Giallo, The Possessed, and it wasn't received well. It was very too arty. So obviously this is his second film, and I'm guessing the studio has said to him, "You've got to make this one in the Argento mold now, because we're right in the swing of things in 1971. So you've got to make this a more standard by the numbers one." It's based on a book, so it is a bit more arty already than a lot of other Gialli at the time. So most of them aren't based on, most of it's just the writer-director team. You know, they're coming up with something. Usually they're going to someone like Ernesto Gastaldi. This one's based on a book, again, which, you know, it sort of elevates it a bit. But still, there's so many changes that have to be made to get it into that body count mold.
The setting too, right?
Yeah.
The setting from like Scotland to
and put it into like make it into a classic Giallo, mold it. So it's got to be molded a lot, and it is the plot is hard to follow. I'd say of all three of these films we're talking about, The Fifth Chord, I would say, is maybe even the hardest to follow out of those three, because you know the motive isn't really even
So I'm not going to spoil nothing, okay? But I will say this: I figured out the killer. I just didn't figure out that twist. I don't think you can figure out that twist.
No, it's impossible.
It's impossible. The astrology thing, without saying too much about it, that is really out of left field. It's not something you'd ever really guessed, and it does feel kind of tacked on. And sometimes, to me, the story in The Fifth Chord, don't get me wrong, I love the film, but I think the story really does, and I'm not saying this in a bad way, it is a case of style over substance. I think Bazzoni and Sparrow looked at it, and they said, well, this doesn't really fully make sense. It's a bit of a hodgepodge of things, so just let's make it the most fucking beautiful thing you could ever make it. And don't mean it in a bad way, but it is definitely style over substance, and what style it is, they've done really well, but it is a confusing tale.
Yeah, I think, but out of the three, though, to me, I think that like a casual watcher, maybe like, because it's more straightforward, though.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know, unlike The Possessed and Footprints.
Yeah.
But Footprints is like, I know we keep talking about that. I need to get away from that. We're talking about Fifth Chord.
I agree with you, though, Dirk. It was the first Bazzoni film I watched, and it does, if you're already familiar with the genre of Giallo and the tropes, it is the best intro to his films because it's the most accessible one.
Yeah. Man, the visuals are just, man, you won't forget them for sure.
Yeah.
Like you could, like, we're going to mention Argento a lot during this review. This one's actual title, but
this one's more like a soap opera too, though. As far as like all the characters know each other, like in a fucking soap opera, you know, like so.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. And I guess like really sleazy at one point, which I didn't even see coming, to be honest.
Oh yeah.
And underage prostitution.
Yeah. And they're all interlinked together. But I did want to mention a scene early on with Rosella Falk. And she plays this, like, I think she's crippled lady. And she gets kind of stalked in basically her home place, like, you know, with like the music comes on loud. I think the scene is actually brilliant. I think it's
man.
It's an iconic scene for that.
It's more like a
type
classic.
Of film.
It's more like a
Giallo.
classic gothic.
Yeah. I was actually thinking it was very gothic, very Bava-esque.
Right.
You can imagine someone to. It almost reminds me of the opening scene in Bay of Blood.
Exactly. Yeah. So I totally get that as well.
Yep.
And where she's crawling along the floor trying to find the telephone and all that, and then just the way, you know, don't want to spoil things, but her actual demise as well, I thought was great. The way it's done, it sets up the whole film. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
again. I think he's gone again. Yeah. What were we talking about there? Did we mention the locations?
No, we haven't mentioned those yet. It's in Rome, right? All this is in Rome.
Yeah, it's in Rome, but it's in the EUR district of Rome.
Okay.
It's shot, and you'll notice more famously the parts of footprints that's in Rome as well. That's also in the EUR district. I think that's notable. That's the area of Rome that was built during the fascist period. So it was built by Mussolini, and the Giallo genre in general goes for old Rome. So when you think of the locations that Tony Mussanti is running around in Bird with the Crystal Plumage, it's all old cobbled streets. It's an urban genre, but an old Rome urban genre. So it's very unique and strange and isolating for Bazzoni to be setting his films, Fifth Chord and part of Footprints, in this ultra-modern district.
Everything looks very. I was going to say everything was super modern. Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's the same district that Tenebrae was shot in, and Argento specifically shot that film there because he in his opinion, Tenebrae is a sci-fi film.
You what?
You heard that before?
No.
Oh, it's one of the weirder things he said.
I don't see that at all.
Apparently, according to Argento, Tenebrae is set in the future. It's set in an alternate future where there's been this is actually what he said, by the way. He said it's set in an alternate future where about 80% of the population has died off, but no one remembers why. So that's why it's all, you know, they're in these plazas, the shopping plazas in Tenebrae, but there's hardly anyone there. Apparently, it's a sci-fi film.
Is that true? Like, so if I'm remembering right, is Tenebrae? I think I heard something about if the Nazis had won. Is that true?
That's Phenomena. Phenomena. Yeah, so that's a sci-fi one. That's an alternate history sci-fi one as well.
Right.
He was doing some weird stuff then.
Sorry about that, guys. I'll have to reset the internet. Just hopefully that works now. Sorry about that.
Yeah, man. It's just
never happens to me either.
It happens to everybody every now and then.
Yeah.
No control over the wires, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where to were you up to on the film? Did I miss anything?
Oh, we're talking about the locations. He was putting some backstory on the locations. Rome.
Oh, nice, man. Yeah.
Yeah, how it's set in the ultra-modern UR district, which until then, Giallo films had entirely avoided. Giallo films were always set in the older districts, in the cobbled streets, and the iconic areas. Fifth Chord was the first one to really go into that modernist. Yeah, and I think it's I think it makes the film a lot more isolating and a lot more lonely. You know,
totally.
Again.
Yeah, for sure. And now, like I said, the use of the hard lines, it just looks like the main character is definitely conflicted. Then he's got to go see his, I guess that's his ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, yep.
What's her name?
Is it Lou? Sorry.
Sylvia Monty.
Oh, yeah,
Sylvia-
Sylvia Monte. Helene. Yeah.
So he goes to meet her, and he's like just this washed up piece of shit, you know, pretty much. And she's all like got her shit together. She got a nice house, and it never really 100% says that's his kid, but
it's kind of implied. Yeah.
But
Do you guys recognize that house that she lives in?
yeah, it was in Autopsy, and it was in Four Flies.
Yep.
Shit, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
I'll have to go back and see that then again.
I saw it in something else quite recently as well, but I cannot for the life of me think what it was. It's used again and again, but it's so memorable.
It is, man. And they I think in Four Flies they hid the big fireplace thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. They did, but you can still recognize it right off the bat.
Right, because of that ceiling, that wood ceiling.
That's it, yeah. Wood paneling. My parents used to have wood paneling like that as well.
Yeah.
Right.
That blows my mind when I
you
see
your hand against it,
that.
goes right through it.
This is a pretty high. It'd be probably in my top 20, I would say, for me.
Top 20 Giallos, or
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just because not so much for the story, but the cinematography, the visuals.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Same.
That's the main reason. Like one of the main reasons that drew me into the genre anyway, because of what I was seeing. I was like, I don't care if it don't make sense. Like,
absolutely.
Crazy, you know. So
I love the thing he actually does with the black gloves as well in this film, where they cut out the finger for every murder. And like Giallo Submarine was saying, that's basically different to what happened in the book. Because it gives all to do with cards and stuff. But
this one is kind of more. It's more murder by numbers, though. I would say
definitely.
Yeah. It's
The child scene is, to me, where the suspense is ramped up to 11. Like, especially the first time you see it. I'm just like, what the shit? Like the lights go out, the killer's in the house with the kid, and he's alone.
Really tense ending.
And it's just, you don't know what's going to happen. You never know what's going to happen in one of these movies. Like,
absolutely.
No, especially when it involves kids as well. You're thinking, shit.
You don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So
but he does it differently as well early on, like fairly early on, maybe the middle part of the film, where we have this old guy getting stalked in this park, behind bushes, like POV shots behind. And the ending of that scene, I won't say what happens, but the ending of that scene is very unconventional. Very,
it's almost ruined in a way.
Yeah, because you're expecting the natural progression of that scene, but then something happens, and but it works. I suppose it works as well. But I thought he's doing something different. I love that part about his filmmaking. But that scene Dirk said as well, I love, because that kid's acting early on in it. Talks on the phone. It's so bad, but like you just.
Yep.
Down. Hello.
Yeah.
Is it gone again?
Shit. I thought my internet went down a bit. Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
I'm back. Thank God. But that scene is great.
Especially like
it could be
when the killer, like, there's one scene where you see like the brick wall, and then you see the stairs, and the kid, see the kid on the other side of the stairs, and the killer's like looking through there, like it's so. I don't know.
Yeah.
I love that shit, man. That's my favorite scene in the whole movie. But
yeah, it's a really good one. Yeah.
The one where here you can see the hands.
Oh.
Was that?
I think it froze again there. I think you're back.
Yeah, you're back. You're back.
Excellent. And what about that cast? That is some cast as well.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah.
We've got in addition to Franco Nero. And
Franco Nero is a standout for sure.
He is fantastic. The at the start when he's drunk driving, him with the J&B bottle. That's just an iconic scene. Yeah, that's fantastic. But we got Sylvia. What is it? Sylvia
Monty.
Sylvia Monty. She's great in it as well. We get Edmund Purdom. We were talking about Absurd earlier. You know, Edmund Purdom from Absurd.
Yep.
And who else is in it?
Pamela Tiffin.
Who does she play?
She plays Lou, his first girlfriend.
Oh yeah,
the sexy blonde. Right. Yeah.
You get Rosella Falk, and also Princess Ira von Furstenberg.
Yeah, that's a hell of a name.
Yeah, she's a Bava alum. She's in a lot of Bava films. He used her quite frequently.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a cast, man! What a cast.
Yeah, Sylvia Monty was in Lizard in a Woman's Skin. That's the first thing I've seen her in.
Yeah, I don't think she's done many Gialli. I was surprised. I think that's maybe the only one she's done. I think
right. So. Yeah, those two. Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, man. Trying to see what else. Oh yeah, Franco Nero, man. Like a lot of shirt grabbing, a lot of ain't taking no shit attitude, like getting people's mind right type of shit.
Yeah, he's really going crazy. He's tearing the scenery up, isn't he?
Yeah. And he,
do you actually think, look, this is probably his best role? It is.
I would say
for
probably
what I've
Django.
seen.
I would say Django probably.
See a lot of people
Django,
say that as well.
yeah. But I'd say this is a close second, a very close second. He is playing, and this is another, testimony to how innovative, but also working within the trappings of the genre Bazzoni is, because something that I'm always talking about, and it's a subject that really interests me, is in Giallo films, the concept of what's called the Italian inept. So what that means is the protagonist who is a male, and he is completely useless. So we see that in terms of David Hemmings in Deep Red. He just falls from it's Daria Nicolodi that solves it. We see that with the characters played by what's his name from House with the Laughing Windows.
Lino
Cappuccio. He really does it well as well. But you also see it in like Tony Masante's character in Bird with the Crystal Plumage as well. He doesn't really do anything. He just falls from one thing into another. It's almost like the modern sort of Hollywood equivalent of that would be Indiana Jones, because Indiana Jones doesn't actually do anything to advance it. He just falls from one thing to the other.
But he always comes out on top, though, right?
Exactly. And that's a similar concept with the Italian inept in Giallo films. We see it in The Possessed because, the Bernard he's sickly, he's wishy-washy, he's annoying. And we see it with Franco Nero here in The Fifth Chord because he's a raging fucking alcoholic and he can't control his temper.
Yeah, one of the other films I like him in as well is Hitchhike. He plays.
That's so good.
Great in that film. That's a good like film, David Hess. But yeah, for me, this is his standout. I think I've not seen the Django film, so
they're really good.
Get onto that. So
he's working like Eurocrime as well. I don't know how far up on the Polizio Tesci genre are you guys?
Oh yeah. We're not like I'm not deep into it, but I've started. And
we skimmed the surface. I'd say some of the big ones, some of the good ones, but that's one I want to get really into.
I got some Franco Nero, some recommendations for you there. One, Street Law, which is basically Death Wish. It's Franco Nero doing Death Wish before Death Wish come out.
Oh damn!
Wow.
Okay.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
He gets robbed and he just freaks out.
Okay.
Oh wow, yeah, I'll definitely keep note of that.
Street
Law.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got any more that he's done? Do you know?
High Crime.
Oh man, that's one it's on my radar, that one, but I've never seen it.
Don't buy that. See, if you're thinking of watching that, don't get the new release that's out in the UK. I think it's Studio Canal, because it's cut. It's cut and it cuts like 15 minutes out the film.
Oh man, I hate
that. So don't waste your money on it. Find it online, the full version.
Yeah. I'll definitely watch them two. They seem right up my alley. That's a subgenre that we're gonna get into, I think, quite a bit.
Yeah, man. Because
there's so many out there.
I really like the Poliziotteschi genre. It's one of my favorites. I'm always championing it.
Yeah, man.
But me and Dirk was recommended a film to do on the podcast by Steve from Dead Pit, and he recommended Almost Human, and that blew my fucking mind. That film just blew my mind how good that was, you know. And then I realized, it's kind of Poliziottesco, but it's got Giallo vibes as well. And then that was our first getting into the genre. And I fucking loved it, man. So I
would say, some exploitation in there too. Definitely a mixed bag.
Yeah. Have you guys saw Lucio Fulci's Poliziotteschi Contraband?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I've not seen that one yet.
I love that shit. I cracked up, man, when Fulci pops out.
So
best Fulci cameo.
By far.
Is that the one with Fabio Testi?
Yeah. Fabio Testi, and he looks so much like Sean Connery in that film. I think he looks like Sean Connery anyway, but wow, he looks like Sean Connery in Contraband.
Man, that film don't hold back either, man. Like, you're like,
it's really good.
There's one scene, I'm not going to say nothing, but there's a scene that is just like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah,
and this dude, Fabio Testi's character, he's like, no, fuck you. Pretty much. Like, I'm not telling you shit. Or we're not gonna we're not gonna get together on this shit.
It really is a horror film fans Poliziotteschi film.
Hell yeah.
It's the one I always recommend people who like horror films. If they want to get into Eurocrime, watch Contraband first.
Yeah. Contraband.
Yeah, definitely on my list, man. Yeah. It's just getting not enough hours in the day.
Yeah, I know how it is.
But yeah, man.
So I was reading up on this film as well. There's a director called Francisco Borelli. I'm sure Giallo Submarine's heard of him, and probably Dirk as well. They were really good friends, apparently, him and Bazzoni, because from the interviews I've seen, because he made a film called Hotel Fear. I think it's called Pension Pora. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Perfume of the Lady in Black, I think was another one. And they were really close friends, and you can actually see he's not as good, obviously, as Bazzoni, I don't think. But you can see a little bit of, if you see those films, there's a little bit in there, I was like,
especially in Hotel Fear, the lighting in Hotel Fear.
Oh yeah, I love that film. Do you realise that gets bad reviews, that film, all the time?
Yeah, people hate it. People hate it.
I couldn't believe it. I mean, it's set in like World War II as well. I fucking love all that.
Yeah, it's a period Giallo. You don't get period Giallo films. That's a rarity.
Yeah, you got Luke Miranda plays this bastard as well. Like he's
horrible in that film, and he's usually typecast as a hero.
Yeah,
so him playing really an evil bastard is something else.
Yeah.
So there's a couple for Dirk definitely to get onto. I think
Hotel Fear,
Hotel Fear, and Perfume of the Lady in Black.
Oh yeah,
we'll do it. We're definitely going to do a show anyway on Borelli at some point.
Cool.
Let me catch the chat, y'all.
Yeah, go on, man.
Perfume Lady. I'll just put that. All right. Let's see how far we might be backed up. Oh damn. Okay. Try to go through this.
Like Giallo Submarine, if you want to speed up a bit as well, just let us know.
I'm good, man. I'm good. Okay. I've still got plenty of petrol in the tank here. I'm good to go for a while now.
Nice one, man.
Yeah. All right. Gizmo says police are pooping in the dark and French sex workers was really low for me. Yeah, I remember. Chrissy says, my first Giallo was Deep Red and Blood and Black Lace. Both are masterpieces. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Blood and Black Lace is a good one for a first one.
Yeah.
The only trouble with that I find though, because I started off with Tenebrae, and sometimes most films not going to reach that fucking level again.
Yeah,
You like them, but they're not going to reach that level. But yeah,
absolutely.
I don't know what I would recommend for someone. What film would you recommend for someone just going into Gialli?
I mean, I
Blindly
Not
as well.
Deep Red. Not
Yeah.
Deep Red. Katie did a good video on this, and I agree with her. I don't think Deep Red is a good entry point because it actually doesn't have a lot of the elements that it's almost like a post Giallo. It's almost like postmodern
Yeah.
Giallo. It's
Yeah.
self-aware, so
Yeah.
it's brilliant. It's a 10 out of 10 film, but to have someone jump into the genre at that, it's not the best starting point. To be honest, for me, I would say go for Don't Torture a Duckling,
Wow. Yeah. Great choice. Yeah.
because it's technically adept. You can follow the story. It's shocking. The performances are good. It's a good all-rounder. It's not typical of the genre, but
Right.
I don't think that's too much to its detriment in terms of getting a newcomer into stuff.
Yeah. If you like that film, because that's my favorite Fulci film. That is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would recommend, but I'm biased because it's the one that got me. It's the one that hooked me was Your Vice. But
Oh
Yeah.
man, yeah, I love that
Good
film as
one.
well. Yeah, that's criminally underrated. That film is, I think.
You know what? Case of the Scorpion's Tail.
See, I'm not
thinking
massive
that-
on that film.
It's I didn't like it the first time I watched it.
Yeah,
I really
more
didn't like
crime.
it the first time I watched it. On more rewatches, I came to appreciate it.
okay.
But I think if I'd have watched it earlier on in my journey, I would have liked it better.
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe because I actually love Martino. Is probably my favorite, second favorite director behind Argento, maybe Fulci, but and I love all Strange Vice and Mrs. War and all of them. The Case of Scorpion's Tail, I didn't quite take to first time, but I definitely need to give it another
I
go.
think maybe The Psychic would be a good one.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
No, I think that's a really good choice.
Yeah, because I think the obvious choices you'd say is like Tenebrae, Deep Red, and all that, but that's not always the case. They would work that well straight away. Psychic would be a good one, yeah, for sure.
I think you've nailed it there, Dirk. I think Psychic is probably the best all-rounder.
Yeah, man. Like, I love that damn movie. Jennifer O'Neill. Especially, I think anybody could watch that, too. I don't think that's just a Giallo fan.
Yeah, anyone could watch that. That is a universal appeal, good film.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait for the new release of that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
See what it looks like in 4K. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's going to be great.
Gizmo said, Submarine, have you seen Nightmare on the 13th Floor?
Oh.
I am trying to find someone who has seen it on YouTube. Was one of my favorite horror as a child.
I've not seen it, Gizmo. Sorry. Not seen it.
Yeah, it's 1990, I think.
It's a
I'll check it out.
easy be looked at as a Giallo American, Canadian, UK TV production. Okay.
Wow. Okay. I'll look into that.
The mayor says, oh, go ahead. What is it?
Yeah. What was the name of it again?
Oh,
Nightmare on the 13th Floor.
yeah,
Nightmare on the
13th Floor.
Okay.
And the mayor says, I can't remember what my first Giallo was, but the first Italian horror was seeing Lucio Fulci's Zombie at the drive-in back in '79.
Wow, holy shit.
Yeah, man. That would have been the shit.
Is just amazing.
Well, today is Zombie's birthday. Today is when it was released in Italy. Yep.
Okay. Damn.
Oh, man. Yeah. That was a film on Zombie, right? I love the Beyond. I love Haste by the Cemetery, all of his zombie kind. I suppose that's the zombie Haste by the Cemetery kind of.
Yeah.
But I didn't really take the Zombie first time. But now it's my favorite. It's my not first time, but now it's my favorite of his zombie films.
I like Zombie better than I like Dawn of the Dead. I mean,
Oh God,
yeah.
without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah.
Yawn
Yeah,
of the Dead.
easily,
is what
easily.
we call it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's funny how like never give up on a film if you that first watch. Like if you're feeling like it's the way you feel in yourself determines that sometimes I always say give it 2 or 3 watches. The Zombie is
Absolutely.
a fucking classic, and he was a like director for hire for that film as well. It's
Yeah, it
amazing
was
when you think about it.
Enzo G. Castellari that was supposed to direct it at first, and he said, "This isn't my type of film. I don't really do horror. Here's a guy who does horror. He's called Lucio
Yeah.
Fulci. Go and get him." And what a decision that was.
Yeah, but didn't that come obviously straight after the Psychic? I think as well, didn't it?
Yeah,
Must
2
have.
years. Psychic was 77, Zombie 79.
Wow, man, awesome.
Gizmo says the best feed scene in Beyond the Darkness is just my favorite. I was standing in the living room, so shocked by that scene. Yeah,
Yeah, that comes out of nowhere. That scene.
yeah, it's crazy stuff. My first Italian film really was the remake of Suspiria. Then I did my research on Argento. Rest is history.
That's a good gateway. I like the Suspiria remake. Did you guys like it?
Yeah,
I hated it.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah, I need to go back to it, to be honest.
I like it. I didn't like the end of it. It's okay.
Yep.
It's okay, but it's too. It feels more like Mother Tears or some shit.
Yeah, it's very similar to the end of Mother of Tears.
Yeah.
I liked the film because it reminded me of Zalewski's Possession from 1981. It's that
very
sort
strange,
of
yeah. Oh yeah. Oh,
that's going to be a film I think I'm going to go back to and absolutely fucking love. I just get that. You get that feeling.
I think you will as well. If you just accept that the ending is just a bit then
Right.
it's still a great film underneath.
Yep.
Yeah.
Definitely. Let's see. Gizmo says The Killer Still Among Us was cool as hell too. Yeah, man. I love that.
That's amazing film.
Yeah. That's got a scene in there that's just like, what the shit?
Wild.
Oh God, that tense scene towards the end. Yeah.
Wild Wrangler, yes. I have not seen it since VHS days in the mid-90s, but it has only been released on VHS and TV. I think the first Italian one I saw was Deep Red and Bird with the Crystal Plumage or Opera. Okay. Damn, all those are good.
Fucking Opera, I love.
Been a long, long time since I have seen it. 13th Floor. Oh, shit. Okay. Love Opera might be top 5. The Mayor. Yeah, Katie just started a new job. She's busy as hell right now. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait till she comes on, actually.
Yeah, it'd be good. Katie knows her stuff.
Yeah, she's like, for someone like, obviously, probably the same, like, maybe she'd be younger than yourself.
Just a couple of years, yeah.
Yeah, I'm always amazed when I see, like, people of your age totally fucking knowledgeable, because some of the stuff you've come out tonight, mine has been fantastic.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Yeah. It's the internet, like it lets people connect and learn about shit that they'd never have known about. I mean, my knowledge of the genre has only really the last 10 years, since I've been looking it up on the internet. I just used to watch the films and just enjoy them as just face value as they were, when I was younger. But the beauty of it is we can look up shit now and we can see all these connections and we can learn about it as well.
Oh,
yeah, man. Yeah, like I always thought I had a good Gialli like knowledge, and Dirk's been into it like 5 years. But man, you put me to shame, and I love it. I love seeing hearing different things and stuff.
Thank you.
Let's see. Chris says, "All good, Mayor. We work to make that Giallo buying money." Yeah.
Yeah.
The Best Buy Steelbook is only $21.99. It just has the final cut. Not like the UK edition with multiple cuts.
What films you on there?
Wicker Man?
That's what I'm thinking.
Oh right, yeah.
That's the one I'll get then. Well, they don't have the other cuts to that damn. Or maybe they'll come out with a standard edition that has them all. Or something. I don't know. I can't pay $100, man. I'm sorry. No, I'm not gonna pay $100.
No,
For
not for one film. Can't do it.
You got to put a set together or something. Let's do that.
So here's another question for both of you then. What's your kind of limit on how much you pay for a film, like a 4K of a film?
Wow.
Like now, probably 60 something.
But say this was like one of your all-time favorites come out and it was like £100, would you pay it?
For House with Laughing Windows, I'd pay it.
Oh God, absolutely, man. Yeah.
For House with Laughing Windows, I'd pay 100. Yeah.
For The Shining, I would do that for The Shining because The Shining's my favorite movie.
Right.
Yeah.
It's understandable. Yeah.
I think we got like a basic, like you say, 60, 70 pound. But I mean, but if they're your real favorites, then you'll find the fucking money somehow, you know?
Yeah. Let's say, for the sake of argument, let's say it was Lizard in a Woman's Skin, right? Say we got a 4K of that. How much would you be willing to pay for that?
I'd go 60.
I'd go about £60. Might be like a little bit more than.
I think I'd go about. I think I'd say 40 because we're spoiled here in the UK with 88. 88 never go over £25 for a
absolutely.
So I would grudge it if it was more than £40.
So are you going to pay for the Psychic then in 4K? I think it's £60 on Severin.
I think I've already bought. I've bought it. It's coming. Yeah, I've already bought it. Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind what I said then. Okay, yeah. Okay, it's 60.
Yeah,
I bought that already. Yep.
Right.
What about Nightmares and Damaged Brain? You gonna get that one?
No, I didn't go for that.
Okay.
I think it's a good film, but I'm happy with my 88 films version of that. I know the sound's a bit fucked, but I just wasn't willing to pay that amount of money for it, for a replacement.
Right. No, that makes sense. That to me is one of my favorite slashers, so I would pay for that one.
Fair enough. Did you get the Psychic?
I've not pre-ordered it, but what it is, I don't know if you probably know of Film Treasures in the UK.
Yep.
And they get a lot in, and then you basically you buy them, and he ships from the UK. So he told me, Graham, I think it is, he's going to get them in, and I'll get them through him.
Well, that's good.
Just cuts out all the fucking travel, the shipping and all that.
I hate that stuff. Yeah, I just got the notification that Severin had dispatched my Psychic and other things that I'd bought on the sale like a few months ago. They just dispatched it yesterday or today.
Oh man, I bet you can't wait, can you?
Yeah, I've got some Gothics coming.
Nice, man. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be getting that Psychic, definitely.
Yeah.
Chris says, I have the Blu-ray, which I still need to watch, but that Steelbook is sexy. I don't know what movie you're talking about. Four Flies would have been great, less for the stupid comedy in it.
Well, there's another question for Giallo Submarine. Did you get the Four Flies?
Postman, the Postman, maybe?
What's that, sorry?
The comedy in the Four Flies, the Postman, when he hits the postman in the head, is that the...
Yeah, I guess that's what he's talking about.
Yeah. Did you get the 4K of that? I know me and Dirk have got it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I couldn't resist because Dirk found it up in America on. I think the dealers had like a table at a convention, and he like, I think he rung me up and said, "Do you want it?" I said, "Fucking go for it," because
that's amazing.
one.
Yeah, they had a Severin table at a horror convention I went to, so.
That's cool. Yeah.
You could not see that film for years, mind. At one point, when I first like 15 years ago, started getting into Gialli.
People used to say it was back when I first started getting into Giallo films. That was Argento's lost film.
Yeah. Crazy.
And then the shitty Shameless version come out.
Yeah, that's the one I had, and I.
Yeah.
But I sold that shit.
Yeah.
So, let's see. Culture Trini says, "What's up? What's going on, man?
What's up, Jenny?"
Wild Wrangler. Let's see. Everybody saying, "Hey, Wild Wrangler, do you remember much from it? I think it was about a female writer wanting to check out a hidden floor in a hotel in New York. Oh, it sounds like Inferno. Some shit.
Yeah, I think it's talking about Nightmare on the 13th floor, probably.
Gizmo. Wild Ramos is not really Gizmo. Okay. And there was a killer in the hidden floor that killed everyone who took the elevator and ended up there. Oh shit! So it's kind of like Black Christmas or something. What it sounds like. Remember the axe. Okay. I think they had to stop the elevator between 12 and 14 because there was no 13th number. And I remember the Argento colors and axe. Yes. Okay. You all take care. On my lunch break, we'll watch a replay. Yeah, man.
Oh, nice. Thanks for coming along.
Chris.
It was the tits and ass that got me into Giallo, but after some years, I understood there was something more in the films.
Yeah.
Well, that's being honest.
Yeah.
I think when I first saw Edwidge Finch, and I was like fucking hooked then from that day on.
Yeah.
Barbara Boucher. Oh, man.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You can clearly see Italian cinema during the 70s took a lot from Swedish sexploitation from the 60s. I just love me some Swede sexploitation. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I've not dived into any of them.
Yeah, it's not something I know about. Yeah, it's interesting.
Darren, Simon say you need to watch that shitty Simon film again.
Yeah, that's a private joke. Because what it was, we did a stream last week, and I watched the film Simon Says with Crispin Glover, and it is terrible.
Yeah, we got this stream that we do with Gizmo on his channel. There's something rotten in my collection, and we all bring 5 films. Oh, we bring what, 25 films?
Yeah, 25. We pick 5,
and we make each other watch which ones we want them to watch and shit.
Oh, I like that. I like that.
But it's all films we have never seen, so bunch of blind watch shit.
So if you've got films in your collection like you've never seen, it's perfect to start knocking them files
it's a good way to watch shit that's just been sitting around,
That's cool. I like that.
Let's see where we're at. We're almost at the end of the chat, so we can get on footprints. Unless y'all want to add anything else.
I can't wait to talk about footprints.
Fifth Chord. Blazing Magnus gets a physical release in 3 weeks.
Blazing Magnum, I think he's on about. Yeah, that's a great film.
yeah. I've been meaning to watch that one for a while.
Okay.
I think that's a like Giallo kind of cross with a police Teskey film.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have seen it, and it's really good.
It's supposed to be fantastic.
Yeah.
Gizmo says, I thought Hotel Fear was Spanish.
I don't think so. I know, but Riley's Italian, the director. I'm not sure if the actual film was shot in Spain, maybe.
Maybe filmed in Spain, yeah.
Okay. Dirk, he says, Dirk, no perfume lady before you watch Showgirls. 88 Films is my favorite label. I have all the Italian collection and the upgrades plus all the slashers. Only have a quarter of the Asian collection.
Yeah, 88 is my favorite film label as well.
Oh wow. Okay. Mine's Arrow. So, but
I'd probably go Vinegar Syndrome would be one of them.
Okay.
But I like all the old shitty slashes. So,
I like Arrow though, man. They like across the board.
They are good.
I want to do that with you guys sometime. That way I can watch up on films I haven't seen yet. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Gizmo would love you to have you on.
Sure, Gizmo would be cool with that. But yeah, man. So, was there anything else y'all want to add to the Fifth Chord? I think pretty much covered
not
it.
really. Just for everyone. Yeah, everyone who hasn't seen it to go out and check it out.
Absolutely.
And I'd probably, like we said earlier on, maybe like either Bazzoni's films, if you've not seen one, then start with a Fifth Chord. I know we're saying a bit.
Yeah, but it's definitely the most accessible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I covered everything I had.
Yeah, I think you did a good job covering that one.
All right, man. Now we're going to get on to Le Orme. Is that how you say it? L'Orme?
Yeah, L'Orme, yeah.
L'Orme?
Yeah.
Primal Impulse. Footprints on the Moon. Or
Oh, did I have Primal Impulse? Was that another title?
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Wow.
was the VHS title back in the day.
Oh.
And it's completely confusing as well because it doesn't look like.
Wait a minute. What do we give fifth this? Well, I was about to say.
Oh yeah, rating.
What do we give fifth chord?
For me, it's an 8 out of 10. Brilliant film. Still prefer The Possessed, but it's an 8 out of 10.
Okay.
For me, it would be a strong 8 out of 10.
Oh damn! Okay, so I give it an 8 out of 10 too.
There we go.
Yeah, that's probably going to be the most consistent. Well, saying that, I don't know how you guys are going to feel about this one. I think I know how Dirk feels, but I can't wait to talk about this one because I've been banging on about this for a long time. To anyone and everyone who will listen,
Right. Same cinematographer, man. Vittorio Star. How do you say it?
Storaro.
Storaro.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Awesome cinematography.
And I think this is coming out in 4K now. This is the
yeah. That's it's on the House of Psychotic Women box set from Severin. Yeah, I saw it, and I love Bazzoni. I love Footprints, but I just thought, well, it's just what we're talking about there. I'm not willing to pay that much money for a box set where I don't know the other films in it, even if it is Footprints. Yeah. So I'm so glad that it's coming out in standalone release.
This is the only one. Yeah, the only one I don't have a physical. I don't have a physical copy. That's a killer cover, though.
I've got that as well. The Giallo Submarine got.
I had to watch. Yeah. I actually watched this on Screambox. I actually just got Screambox, which is a paid service, like $5 a month. But they got a ton of shit on there. But you can watch this for free on YouTube.
It's up there.
Yeah, it's a great
copy. Surprised for that.
Yeah, it's in HD. I was tripped out. But it's got Florinda Bolkin, man, and she, Don't Torture a Duckling, Lizard in a Woman's Skin. That's the two main ones I know her from.
Yeah. She is a fantastic actress, and I think this is one of her best roles. She lost 10 pounds for the role.
Yeah, she's super thin in this one. I was like,
yeah.
She really is. She got so into it. Into the sort of fragile, semi-psychotic state of mind. She just is a powerhouse of an actress. She really is great.
Oh God, absolutely. I don't know about you guys when first time I saw this film must have been about, I'd say, with that Shameless release. So you're talking 10 years. I was blown away. Like I was saying to Dirk before, I was blown away by it. But I think it's a type of film you're going to need to maybe watch 2 or 3 times to get, everything out of it.
Yeah, this is my first time watching it, and I had to watch it again. So I watched it twice before we did this. So,
absolutely. Do we have a synopsis?
Yeah, I got one. Kind of. All right, but I don't really want to go scene to scene with it or nothing, because I think that would be boring if I'm like, okay, well, she goes here and then she goes here, So I'm just gonna.
Yeah. So you would basically just cover like the decent scenes, like more noteworthy scenes and stuff.
Yeah.
But we can't give too much away with this one either.
No.
Yeah, no. You're not gonna spoil. You can spoil it, and it's still not gonna be spoiled. So.
Yeah.
But
it's I think what I was saying earlier, that it really is if you look at The Possessed as the cold film, this is like the opposite end. It's like the bookend. It's super warm film, filmed in partially filmed, like we were talking about, in the EUR district of Rome when it's in Rome, but then filmed in Turkey for
right,
and it is a warm. It really does.
It feels when I'm watching it, I feel like I'm at home. That's about how it is here. Well, imagine, I don't know how hot it is over there, but it looks hot. It looks warm.
Yeah, it looks like it's sweltering hot. It looks uncomfortably hot.
So Alice awakens and soon realizes she can't remember the past two days of her life. did she sleep 48 hours? She does, however, remember a nightmare of an astronaut being left on the moon. It was from a film that bothered her years ago. She never finished watching. Losing her job as a translator, she finds a torn postcard of the Garma Hotel in Turkey. So she goes there for answers. She meets a little girl there named Paula, who knows her as Nicole, and so do other people. So that's just what I got.
Yeah.
No,
That's
pretty much summed it up. Like,
yeah.
But yeah, where'd you start with this one? Because, like you say, Florinda Bolton's probably her best role.
Yeah.
Did like her in Investigation of a Citizen Above Suspicion.
Yeah, it's really good.
Don't
really
torture Duckling though. Damn.
Oh yeah, she's fantastic in Don't Torture Duckling. Yeah.
That fucking scene always haunts me in that film.
Yeah, I always think about it with the damn chain.
Oh yeah.
That's
it was through that scene that I got to know Katie. Actually, that was sort of how we internet met, because one of my hobbies is basically when I get drunk, I watch on YouTube scenes of films that I like, and I usually make comments. You know, sometimes the comments are silly stuff, like when in Zombie, you know, when they're shooting out the zombies at the end. I've got a comment that's got like 500 likes on YouTube. It's just, I love Al Cliver, right? You know, so some stupid stuff. But then sometimes I say, like, you know, what I really like about a scene, right? And, you know, months later, I'll get people replying to it, and then I end up talking to them about the scene. And that's exactly what happened with Katie, because I had commented on that scene with Florinda Balkan about how that it's the, like, her crawling up and getting ignored by the cars after she's been whipped. Just that feeling of isolation, that no one's coming to help her, no one's coming to save her, no one cares. So I was watching one of her videos. I just discovered her, and she said, "Oh, there's this guy on YouTube who has said this," and she read my comment, and I thought, I've got to be friends with this person. This is like, you know, like, so yeah, that's a funny coincidence.
Yeah, man. It's funny how that works.
Yeah, we probably all wouldn't be in there like if it weren't for that, you know. But yeah, like I was saying with the cast, there's an actress in this early on called Evelyn Stewart that you guys obviously know.
Yeah, you see her briefly. If you blink, you'll miss her.
I would love to have seen her a little bit more, you know.
Yeah. Ida Galli as well is her other name. She's in a lot of Giallo films. She's in Case of the Scorpion's Tail. Strikingly beautiful woman, really lovely looking women.
What's that new one that just come out from Vinegar? She's in that one.
She's in White Dress for Marielle.
Yeah.
Maniac Mansion is another one. There's
I love that movie. I love that damn movie. A lot of people don't, but you know.
I like Maniac Mansion. I didn't mind it at all.
Okay.
You got the young girl as well. Sorry, go on, Giallo.
No, you exactly what you were going to say there.
Okay.
Go for it.
Nicolette Almy was in Deep Red. Who Saw Her Die? God. And she
in Childs in Giallo Cinema.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Is she in Flesh for Frankenstein? Sure, I read that as well.
I think she is.
Yeah.
But maybe so.
I think the interaction between these two characters as well is kind of strange at first, like jarring, because she expects this, you know, she sees this woman, Florinda Bolton's character, as Nicole, but we know her as someone else. And then kind of early on, we see like she's finds this discarded like postcard. She's obviously lost, you know, 3 days. She goes into work as a translator, loses her job, you know, for obvious reasons. And basically it's her putting together the whole pieces of what's gone on the last like 2 or 3 days of her life.
Right.
And
but
man,
she's not. It never says why. You know, it never says why she lost her memory.
There's no explanation for it. There's absolutely no explanation. You just got to accept it.
They don't take me out of it. It's okay. I'm like, So then it gets my mind working. See, the old brain wheels start turning and shit. So
Yep.
That's what I love about this film, because even we'll come on to the end in a bit, but I mean, so many people can see this like so many different ways, you know. But what I've been reading online, I kind of see it when we come on to it. I'll say it anyway. But the actual, like you say, the whole like the music I found in this as well, with kind of reminding me in parts of like the Changeling and like the piano.
Yeah,
it's a real classical score.
Yeah. But even the other parts of the score as well are just fantastic. This one is just like the atmosphere to this one, I think, is ramped up a little bit higher than the Possessed. I think. I don't know. I'm maybe rambling a little bit here, but what's your guys' initial thoughts of this?
No, like
I
was saying, go ahead.
Yep. Sorry, Dark. You go. You go first.
It's fine either way. So it's definitely a brain scramble film, is what I call it. So it's like shit is just thrown around. Like, so what's really going on here? Time. It plays with time.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
So is this real? Is this a dream? Nightmare? Is this an alternate fucking world? like I don't know what's really going on here. Is because she remembers this film, but then is it really a film that she remembers? You know,
right?
Is she part of some kind of experiment? Like, I don't know, man. My mind goes crazy with this shit. But I'm trying to think what else. Oh yeah, and also the parallel, because her name's Alice, right? Alice in Wonderland.
Right.
Alice
yeah.
in Wonderland.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So I was really thinking about that shit. I was like, this is crazy, man. This shit is crazy.
Yeah.
And then the little girl could represent her. I don't know if that's her. Then the older woman could be her too, like the past, present, and future. Like I don't know, man. It's just so. And then the hotel is like always there. You know, it's like it's always been there, kind of thing. And you notice when she talks to the older lady, and then the young girl, the way she interacts with both of them, she seems so familiar with them, but she don't really know them. I don't know. It's an odd movie. It's bizarre. Like it's gonna be one that I study for years to come, for sure.
Yeah, you're bringing up stuff there that I didn't even think about. Like, I really need to rewatch it. I just watched it last week to prepare for this. Right. I need to rewatch it again. I think once the stream's over tonight, I'm going to stick it on again when I go to sleep. Yeah. Wow, that's a complex movie. I got Purgatory vibes again.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Definitely be that too. And that peacock, there's a reason for that peacock. It's a strong symbol. The moon itself, I feel like, I know this might be reaching, y'all, but this is just how I interpreted it. The moon, I feel like, is fear, is the symbol of fear. And then the peacock is a symbol of being free of your fear, you know, but she don't never really. I don't know, man. Maybe I'm like, wait.
I like that, man. I like that. That's a good analysis. I like that. That's cool.
Yeah, I love hearing people's different thoughts on but like you say, there's so many things going on in this film. Like the early black and white footage of the guy getting stranded on the moon as well, and you've got Klaus Kinski obviously making.
Yeah, Klaus Kinski.
That's kind of strange for him to be in this film. I thought, you know,
he I think he had a good relationship with Luigi Bazzoni because he worked with him on one of the westerns they did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he did know him, and I think it was just one of those things where he got someone, you know, he had a good. He said, "Listen, Klaus, come on and just do this cameo for me."
Yeah, because I was reading, Bazzoni said something along the lines of, at the time, like Klaus Kinski was getting a bit of a reputation of being this fucking sleazy bastard on set and all that.
Yeah.
And if you notice, in the middle 70s, he didn't get so many parts because people were trying to steer clear. But like you say, it makes sense that Bazzoni actually knew him. and just to get him for this bit part. But yeah, man, even though he's on screen like a minute, he's still gold every time.
Yeah.
Like I was saying, there's like really no clear answer. I think like on the surface level, like watching it, you know, you just think she's a crazy person, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But I don't know, man. To me, I don't think that's the real thing that's going on in this movie. So that's just how I interpret it. But
right. So I want to get your like opinions on something because
okay.
Obviously she meets this guy early and he comes into frame early on. And we kind of, I don't know whether you guys, you get like a false sense of security with him because he seems like a really nice guy, but he's got a type of like face that you know could just turn at any minute. But then, during like we have flashbacks of her as a youngster during playing tennis.
Yes.
But she's getting chased by a certain individual in this film.
Right.
I don't know what you guys think, but I don't know if I can get around this without spoiling
I think
it. But
something bad happened to her.
Yeah. Did you think there was some kind of trauma added to that scene?
Absolutely.
That comes into play later on, yeah?
Yep.
With the scissors.
Like I said, I think with this one, you can really talk freely. I don't think you're going to spoil anything. I don't know what y'all think about that, but
I agree with that one. I think to not talk freely about it, you couldn't get a good discussion about it. It's so you have to
No, you couldn't have said that better then, because just for the viewers watching now, then we are going to spoil this film because I really want to talk about the ending anyway and your thoughts on it. But yeah, man, what a film! Like you say, all the locations are just fucking Turkey and all that stuff is amazing. But coming like I don't know really what to say about sort of the middle part of the film. There's kind of a lot of she's searching to find out what's going on. You get all these sort of weird, wacky characters like the old woman and that. But that scene which we said with the flashback is definitely some trauma I got out of that.
Definitely.
But it just spoon feeds it to you. It doesn't tell you, which I like.
Yep.
But coming on to the whole ending, what's like, you can spoil it now, I suppose. So what would be your views on the ending and how do you perceive it, both of you like?
Well, there's like, to me, that it's not going to be one thing, it could be, that's the thing. It could be several different things. Either she's lost her damn mind or, there's like some secret damn space organization and she's a damn alien. I don't know, man. Like my mind was going wild in this shit, man. Like when I watched it, because the reason I say is because the final shot pans, like it breaks the fourth wall, and it's like the whole audience is pulled back from the moon. So you're like, what the hell? So all this shit was happening on the moon. So I don't know. I don't know what do y'all think? I mean, it says something at the end, right? But
it says that she was committed to an asylum at the end.
Yeah.
So that's like, I guess if you're reading it straight, that's a good conclusion. I would be willing to bet that they made Bazzoni tack that.
Yeah. Because that kind of ruined it.
Yeah.
For me a little bit. But then again, I started thinking about, well, maybe that's the damn crazy ass organization put that up for the audience to read. We're breaking the fourth wall and shit. I don't know.
So, who do you think the guy was phoning then? Do you think he was phoning the doctors to come and get her? And obviously, she sees these astronauts coming to get her, but in real life, they're doctors from this, psychiatric ward or whatever. Because she kind of could be the
clips of the, why does it keep showing clips of they're talking about an experiment?
Right, because I think she's psychotic. I think she's psychotic and she's seen that film earlier on
Right.
And she's got all her fucking wires mixed up, you know,
Mhm.
because there's schizophrenia, like the two characters as well could be,
Mhm.
you know, the doppelganger character could be
Yeah,
conceived as
definitely
just
duality.
two different personalities.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's so much to like going on in this film. It's incredible.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I
I
love it, man, because there's no. This is an abstract piece of art. That's what I
yeah,
consider it.
Yeah, absolutely is.
It's
Yeah.
not just one damn path. It could go so many ways, you know. Let's see. Yeah, again, man, like he's dwarfing everything with these big ass wide angle shots and
Mm.
amazing visuals, breathtaking, man. Like,
Yeah, it's so nice. I think the choice of going over to Turkey as well, which I mean, can you think of how many Gialli are set in Turkey? None. You know.
yeah, no doubt.
yeah,
He's
yeah,
like, let's do something different.
Yeah, it's like almost, you know, especially if you're not familiar with the sort of architecture, there it's like an alien landscape. So, you know, what you were saying about I guess the whole plot with the moon men and whatever, you know, it does have an otherworldly feel to it, and that part of that is the location.
Right.
yeah, for sure. Yeah,
That's what makes me think that
Completely
maybe
agree.
it's not here on Earth. You know,
Mhm.
maybe this is somewhere else or alternate reality, some shit.
Yeah.
But let's see. Oh, in this one, man, like he does it in the Fifth Chord too, but in this one, it's like everything's framed like a damn painting. I mean,
Yeah.
over and over and over and over. Like there's not a wasted frame. I don't feel like.
It's so precise.
Yeah. But
like when you realize this film actually killed his directing career, like
Yeah, it's shocking. It's
Yeah.
insane that I mean it was a complete flop and he never directed again. Well, he directed some documentary episodes of a documentary series in the 90s, but never any serious films or anything serious for TV. That was him. He just decided, nah, he's out.
Yeah,
You
do you
notice-
think like now people are just starting to come onto his films, sort of thing? Because this guy should have been another like Argento. He should have made 21 feature films in that.
Absolutely. I mean, can you imagine if he'd been more appreciated and they had more money pumped into him at the time, the films that he'd have come out with? He would have
Blows my
been,
mind.
yeah.
He would have been up there with Argento, I feel.
Absolutely.
I know that's a big statement to make, but I really do feel that strongly.
No, I agree, and I was thinking even maybe surpassing, because when you think about it, Argento did have all the money and connections behind him.
Yeah.
Certainly, Bazzoni was from a connected family within the film industry, but he didn't have the funding of like what Argento's father had.
right.
Yeah, because Argento's father basically bankrolled.
Yeah, he's
yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
But do you think the audience, it just kind of went out over everyone's heads, this film? Well, not so much Fifth Chord, but
I think this is kind of like his film that he wanted to make. You know, like he wasn't worried about what. That's what I get from it. I mean, who makes a film like this? This is, damn well this ain't for everybody. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's nothing like this out there at all.
It's
no
interesting
Giallo I know
that,
like this.
You know, the Possessed was too artsy-fartsy for the general crowds. So you can see that with the Fifth Chord, he definitely conformed to a more standard structure. So it's strange to me, and Fifth Chord was a financial success. It done very well at the box office in 1971. I think it was after the two Argento films that came out in 1971. I think it was the third or fourth biggest seller, so it was a huge box office hit. It's so strange that he would then 3 or 4 years later, he would go back to arty weirdness.
Yeah.
He went real crazy on this one though. Like it's like yeah. And
but like Dirk said, you can see this.
Right?
Go on, sorry.
Custodi helped write the screenplay on The Possessed. I forgot to mention that earlier, but I didn't realize it.
Oh, right.
I didn't know that.
But yeah,
Anyway.
this film is kind of like you say. This is just no like studio interference or any of that.
No.
Like, you know.
I don't really think so, man. But this is from a book too, I believe. A very
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's a very popular Italian book.
I think it was called Las Hellos or something.
Yeah.
By Italian Argentinian writer Mario Finelli.
Okay.
Wow. Right. Okay. So he does have a thing then. Bazzoni does have a thing of basing his films on books.
Yeah. He kind of mixes up the writers, mix up a little few details here and there, you know.
Right.
But I think
I said it earlier. That is really rare for that time in that genre. You don't really get that. They're not really basing their anything on books. Really, that is quite unique to him. I can't think of another Giallo film from the golden period, the early 70s, that is based on a book, that is based on an existing work.
Yeah.
No. And I'd love to see whether the book does contain all the details of these astronauts and all that, you know, because it could be just slightly based, you know.
Yeah, it could,
could
flesh it out.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I wanted to. So I don't know. So I did I was just curious. So I looked up because you see the peacock several times, you know. So I was like, what the hell is a peacock symbolize? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's kind of like what I looked this up and so it says freedom from fear is one of the and she's just paranoid the whole damn time throughout the movie. Alice is very what do you call it? She's very reserved. You can tell she's the type that she does what she's supposed to, goes to work and all that shit. Yep. And then the Nicole person, we never see her as Nicole, or do we? But she seems more aggressive, you know, because even the little girl's saying that she's not very nice, and you know, maybe she just more free spirited. You don't care.
I think that's where the split personality comes in. Yeah.
I think you're right, and actually, what both Darren and Dirk, what you've both been saying here, has actually made me reassess my interpretation of it. Actually, so have you guys saw Mulholland Drive, right?
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah. I've not seen that one. No.
Yes, I have. It is a lot like that, ain't it? Shit.
Yeah, and you know how Mulholland Drive's like it's a death dream. You know, it's like she's dying, and that's her death dream, or a dream of her life.
Right.
I think it's similar to that, in that Florinda Balkan's character perhaps has had, you know, she's had a mental breakdown, stress or whatever, and her mind snapped. And it's almost the mental breakdown equivalent of a death dream. So just at the moment that her mind's gone, this is the place that like her psyche has receded to. So that's maybe what I'm thinking.
Yeah, man.
Well, that's funny you should say that, because it was on about David Lynch earlier with the first one. So
see Lynch quite a bit. What's that?
Right.
Red Rings of Fear.
Oh yeah.
You know the girl in plastic at the beginning.
Yeah.
From you know,
that's definitely Twin Peaks. Yeah.
Oh, he's definitely been watching his classic Italian.
Yeah, man.
I'm going for a bit of a Twin Peaks vibe myself. You know, it's not red, but you know, the curtains.
Man. I dig it. I dig him.
But what I was a bit surprised, right? Because obviously this killed his career, but certainly is that. But there was a critic, I was reading up, called Giovanni Grazzini, who actually said this guy's going to come on to become the next Dario Argento. He's the next big thing after this film as well. Yeah. So I don't know. I just think it went over people's heads. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, if you go and watch this in a cinema, you're watching it one time, and it's very rarely you go back and watch it again. Whereas the beauty of with us now, we can talk about every single thing. We can go back and watch. Yeah. Maybe it kind of got lost in the shuffle, maybe.
And I'm not gonna lie, when I was watching this, the first time, I was like, damn, is anything gonna happen?
Yep.
And then,
you said that,
when I get to the last 30 minutes, I guess, then everything I can't say everything makes sense because it don't, but I appreciate the film a lot more when I get to the end. So that's what I tell people, man, push on through on a lot of films because they'll give up on a film and then they missed out, on something. Just watch it all the way through.
Sit through to the end, it might, change my perception of it.
Right.
I think you're right, though. I think it wasn't all three of his films, The Fifth Chord to a less extent, but they weren't really films of their time. They were films ahead of their time. So, like, look at us and look at the reception the films have now. We love them, but they were panned at the time by audiences.
Right.
Yeah, like with you saying about the Mulholland Drive, I've not seen that film, and that's now piqued my interest. I got
you need to see that, man, because that is like when you mentioned that, I was like, shit, this is a lot like that in a lot of ways, man. It's a lot. It's very similar. It really is.
The one film I kind of got out of this was Repulsion. I thought that's definitely like kind of an influence.
Yeah,
a little bit. And then you've got the whole amnesia thing, which was done in a Giallo, I think a year earlier, called Puzzle, which is a really good one as well. But yeah, it's so unique. It's very, very hard to actually, come out with everything. To talk about this film is just, I find it quite hard, to cover every point.
It's a difficult one to discuss because it's just so.
It can go so many different ways. It can go
it
can go so many ways.
Yeah.
Like I guess like I said, face value, just watching it.
Yeah.
You can just say, okay, she's just nuts, But I always tend to be like, well, no, shit, no.
Yeah.
Maybe it's something else to it,
That's another thing, the similarities to Lynch there, because when you look at a lot of Lynch's films, look at Lost Highway, Mulholland Drive, Inland Empire, those films, I bet you if we discussed them, we'd all have different interpretations of them. We'd all have noticed things that are similar. We'd all have noticed things that are different as well. And I think Footprints is like the forerunner to that style of Lynch film.
Would you consider this one a Giallo? Footprints?
The thing is, the term Giallo is like, to Italians, any mystery is a Giallo.
Right.
So they're very liberal with the term. And well, if that's the way they are with the term, then that's the way I am with the term. I certainly don't need to see a black glove killer to call it something Giallo.
I definitely consider it a Giallo. It's the most confusing, the most ambiguous Giallo that I've seen so far. I'll say that.
Totally, I'd say it's definitely a Giallo. It's a mystery, and if it's an Italian mystery, then as far as I'm concerned, it's a Giallo.
Right.
I definitely consider it a Giallo. Like you say,
I've heard other people say it wouldn't. And
Well, it's the same with again, back to Francesco Barilli. It's the same with Perfume of the Lady in Black. People say that's not a Giallo, but
that sounds like a damn Giallo. The title,
it's a Giallo. It's definitely, I would say.
Yeah, it's a
but
mystery.
With the Perfume of the Lady in Black, it's a Giallo up until the ending, right? And then it mixes in another fucking genre which you will never guess. I won't say anything else. You will just never guess. But coming back, I was watching this film last night with Kat Ellinger, does the commentary track. And she mentioned an interesting point with there's aspects of Vertigo, Hitchcock's Vertigo in here, with the doppelganger, and I was like, shit, she is right, man.
So right,
and that takes you back to The Possessed as well, being, black and white. And it's definitely Hitchcock-terian,
well, there's a very Hitchcockian shot in The Possessed towards the end. I don't know if you guys caught it. It's only on the screen for a couple of seconds. It's when he figures out the mystery and he runs down to the beach to confront Valentina Cortese.
Yep.
The
Yeah.
staircase. That's the most Hitchcock thing ever. The staircase.
Yeah.
And he's going down.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Well, I don't know how much farther we can go about it. I'm trying to think of if I left anything out.
I'm just looking now. I think we've got most of what I want to see. You guys got anything more? Carry on, man.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
I'm
actually coming away from this one. Realizing I need to dig into this film more, and I cannot wait to get a hold of the Blue with the commentary because I love my commentary.
4K, that 4K's coming out, and it's
so 4K is basically this, but obviously in better quality. This is the Blu-ray. I would imagine they have the same extras, but the Cat Ellinger, definitely listen.
Well,
to the commentary.
I think that 4K that's coming out is a 2 or 3 disc.
I might have the same track then, hopefully.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I think.
But there's like an hour interview as well with Storaro on you, which I haven't seen.
Oh, excellent.
Awesome.
That's the problem with it not having just this Shameless edition, because the Shameless edition, here's what we've got for extras here. We have 20 Shameless trailers.
Exactly. Yeah.
Shit. Damn.
Yeah. Nothing.
I mean, am I alone in this? Like, did y'all? I guess y'all didn't think about it. Like, she might have been an alien.
It's actually the most obvious interpretation, but it never occurred to me. Yeah, but yeah, she absolutely could be an alien. Why not? Yeah.
Right.
I think at this point all the bets are off. Like you just, everyone's going to bring like something into this film, and they're going to see different things.
Yeah, the alien is an absolute valid interpretation. Hell yeah.
That's just one though, so I'm not staying with one. I got about 5 or 6 different ones. I don't know which one it is. So maybe today it'll be,
I the way I look at it, the way I come away from this film now is, it's definitely she's gone psychotic, right? It's definitely schizophrenia involved, and I think there was kind of childhood trauma, maybe rape scene. That's what I got out of it. I know I didn't want to pussyfoot around the word. I only say it once because I don't want to say it too many times. But that's what I got out of it, and I think they all add up to this, thing in the end. And but I love seeing different people's views on the film.
I think you're right.
Yeah, man. But yeah,
but I'm glad.
What do we give it out of 10?
Go on in. Dirk, go first. Right.
Okay. I give it a, and this could go up, man, for sure. I give it 8.5 out of 10.
Okay.
That's an 8.5 for me as well. I was going to ask, do you guys do half points? I don't like it as much as I like The Possessed. The Possessed is my favorite, but I do think it has the edge, just the edge over The Fifth Chord, even though I love The Fifth Chord. So 8.5 as well.
Yeah, I think this is more rewatchable.
Right. This would be a strong 9 for me.
Okay.
It's definitely in my top 10 Giallo films of all time.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah,
wow.
Damn it.
I've been banging on about this one for a long time with Dirk.
Yeah.
I love everything about it. I just think it's a mini masterpiece. I won't go as far as to say, to me, it's a film like Don't Look Now, where like there's so much going on, and you can read so much into different things, and it makes you think as well, which we said earlier.
Right.
To me,
that's
it's
what I love about it.
Almost, not quite, almost a perfect film.
Yep. I get that.
Yeah, man. That's what I love about it. It makes you think, though. Definitely that.
Yeah.
Because after I watched it, I couldn't stop thinking about it. I was like, son of a bitch. Like, what the hell?
Yeah,
What's going on with this film? I can't stop thinking about this damn movie. So I had to watch it again.
Good that, so what did we have? None of Bazzoni's films came in from any of us under a 7.
No.
That's right, yeah.
So that says something about the quality of the films that guy was putting out.
Yeah, man. And they could all go up, too.
Oh, yeah.
I think the Fifth Chord will stay at an 8 for me. But I definitely could see both of the other two, Possessed and Footprints, I could see them going up.
Yeah, they do, because they aren't like constrained by genre as much as Fifth Chord is. They definitely do benefit from rewatches and reading and learning and talking about it. They do really benefit from subsequent watches.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I just think the guy should be mentioned in the same breath of some of the top Italian directors. You got even like we're going to come on down the line as well. Francisco Borelli, we're going Aldo Lado, and like Massimo Dallamano, and directors like that.
Yeah, we
that
did.
Should be spoken, more. Sorry, Dirk. Well,
oh, we did do Massimo Dallamano, Schoolgirls in Peril trilogy.
Oh, yeah.
We did cover that.
Did that one.
So that brings me on to this. I was looking in a few boxes earlier, and I come across this unopened.
Oh, Venus and Falls, yeah.
Oh,
Massimo Dallamano. So Dirk.
Oh, damn. Okay, that's one I don't got.
Yeah.
I've never seen it. What, have you seen it, Giallo Submarine?
No. I was actually going to buy it last month because I saw it in FOP. Do you guys still have FOPs down in where you're? Do you have FOP in Wales?
We haven't got one in Newport, but I would imagine Cardiff, I think, still got one.
Yeah. A lot of them closed down up here, but there's still a few that's still going. I was in there the other month, and I saw Venus and Falls, and I was so close to buying it. I went for Top Sensation instead.
Oh, great film! Yeah.
But I think next time I'm in town, I'm gonna get Venus and Falls.
Yeah, I'll watch it pretty soon. So I'll keep tuned to the channel.
Yeah, let me know, man. Let me know.
Yeah, definitely. I did get this as well. totally off subject. Some guy was selling this on Facebook earlier, like in the week. Slashdance.
Oh my God.
I think his other film, Hollywood's New Blood, is on here as well. So I thought I have seen Slashdance, and it's bad.
No, I have not. It seems. I noticed that. Is that a spiked brush he's got on there? Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
I have seen it in the past. It's like a shot on. It feels like a shot on video film, but it's bad. But I love cheesy slashes anyway.
Oh yeah.
And then the other thing I got in, I hope you don't mind. Like I got this in today, and I haven't read it yet. I've only just got it. The Giallo canvas.
Oh, is that new?
Yeah, I was going to mention to both of you. It's on Amazon now at £30, and it's been in the 40s like recently.
Yeah.
And they went into stock, so I would say jump on that if you get a chance. It's Alexander, Helen Nicholas as well.
How far through are you? Have you read much of it yet?
I've got it today, so
right, okay.
I'm going to dive in, I think, tonight.
Fair enough. There's another. I don't know if you have the book. I think it's Eugenio Ercolani. He done the Something Darkness, and it's interviews with Italian cinema directors who debuted in the 1950s. So that's part one. Yeah. He just released part two, and it's debuted in the 1960s. So it's all the ones that we like. The first one is it's more. There's a lot older. Just a bit before the era we're into. This one, apparently, this is right on the directors that we like.
Is it called Darkening the Screen? I think it's called, isn't it?
Darkening the Italian Screen. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm onto that. Yeah, because I've seen he done an interview with Disconnected on YouTube back early on in the week.
Did he?
It's amazing. He's so knowledgeable, man. He's a proper Italian as well, but he's got it's weird because he's got like this English accent where he stayed in England for a while.
Yeah. Did he? I did not know that. I thought it just.
Yeah. If you know, he's obviously you can see he's Italian speaking, but there's an English tint in there, like it's quite funny.
Right. But he's so knowledgeable though. He went and hung out with Umberto Lenzi when Umberto Lenzi was like in his final years. He hung out with him every day and compiled notes and shit. Like he goes for it.
Yeah. He said on the stream he was on, like he said he could bring up. There's loads of dirt he's got on all of them, but he would never like publish it.
Yeah.
But the guy's got disconnected the actual guy's channel. So if you got a chance, and he did
Yeah,
too,
yeah.
because he did one 7 months ago as well. It's like 45 minutes. But this last one is like hour and 40, so it's well worth watching, man.
Send me a link, man. 'Cause
Yeah,
that
yeah,
sounds
yeah.
right up my alley. I've actually
Yeah,
never saw him. I've never saw him like speak or anything. I don't know. Like, I just know I've seen pictures and I've read his books, and that's it.
he's amazing. He's like that Roberto Curti, the one you got.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That guy, that book, you guys.
He knows. I mean, how comprehensive is this fucking book? You know, I actually haven't finished this book. I've had it for about a year now, maybe even longer than a year, maybe a year and a half since it came out. I've not finished it. I've read 2/3 of it. I've read the first 2/3 of it like 4 times. I'm going through. I don't know if you can see here, like so many pages that I've marked over, like
yeah.
You know, because I've noted down shit and I've got like notes.
That's what I started. Yeah, that's what I was going to start doing. I was going to read it and then do notes at the same time. But it's so fun. I just done it all in a week. I forgot about the notes. But I'm going to go back and basically write every single film down that's mentioned, TV series, everything.
Oh yeah, it's so useful for that. Like you can go through it. It takes about an hour to do 3-4 pages, but it's so worth it.
Yeah. And there's so much shit on YouTube as well, but there might be in Italian language only.
Yep.
But there's a lot to fucking,
there absolutely is. And I mean that's how I've been sort of growing my interest right now, because I'm trying to push the boundaries back of when I'm watching Giallos from. Like first I was like, okay, 60s Gialli, I'll try and get into them. You know, you saw the big ones, so you know, Girl You Too Much, Possessed, one of the big ones. But there's even stuff from the late 50s, like sort of what I've been calling proto Giallo, and there's some good stuff in there. Even Antonioni. Have you seen La Ventura?
No, I think that's 1961.
1961, yeah, and it's I'd say it's a proto Giallo. It's they're out on it's like a bunch of sort of young, rich, you know, like socialites, and they're out on a boating trip. They go out on a boating trip, and a woman goes missing, and it's all about trying to find where she went to. Now, obviously, there's a social commentary with Antonioni, but it centers around a mystery. It is at its heart a Giallo film. It's just not. It's a Giallo film before there was a real Giallo genre. It's a Giallo film that doesn't know it's a Giallo film, and I really like that.
That makes sense.
Is that on Blu-ray at all?
Yeah, it's Criterion.
Shit,
what's it called?
La Ventura, the
Love
adventure.
Intruder. Okay, shit. Yeah.
Because there's quite, like you mentioned, the 50s when there's Diabolique as well, which is a big influence on.
Yeah, man.
You've got a lot of Crimmy films like Fellowship of the Frog. Like Kinski did
a list of ones here that I've noted down. If you want to hear some of the ones, a lot of them are from the 60s as well. So we have Damiano Damiani.
Yeah.
One from 1960, one from 1961. The first one's Il Rosetto, which means the rose, and from 1961, Blood Feud. Now, I can't find either of them on the.
I've got Il Rosetto on bootleg that I could hook you up with, but it's really bad. It's a bad quality, but I don't mind hooking you up with that.
I would love to see it.
It used to be called, I think it was called Lipstick as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think he mentions that as well in the book. It was called Lipstick in another release. What else? Ones like for Christ's sake, The Demon, 1963. and I don't even know what this is, but I've noted it down. Called Cuore Ungiola, 1967. I need to go and check it out as well. But the point being that there's so many before this, the period where we really concentrate on, which is 1970 onwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the one
yeah,
Darren mentions this one all the time, the spiral staircase.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah,
From
yeah.
the 40s, right?
46. Yeah,
That's in that book. It's talking about that one as well. Yeah.
that's like an amazing. Like you got this mute girl, and you got this killer targeting like women with imperfections. And it's done during this whole rainstorm. You got a black glove killer. You got a shot like from Black Christmas, like you sees the eye with the door.
Wow.
That honestly, man, you both of you.
I
really
still need to see that shit. Yeah.
That's so much ahead of his time.
Yeah.
Great film.
I got another film of his though. It's not a Giallo, I don't think. It's more like a Nazi type film from the 40s. It's what's Siodmak? Is that his name?
Robert.
Oh,
Siodmak.
yeah.
Yeah. I think I got
I
it
think
around.
he did the black. He did like the Black Mirror or something as well. He did another one, something like that.
The Devil Strikes at Night. That's the name of it.
Right.
I think that's what it's called. Yeah. Yeah.
That definitely looks interesting. The one dirt car.
This one here.
Oh, that
That's
does look
cool
good.
cover, man. Yeah.
You got the hand over the mouth. I mean, but it's a Nazi, but it's still, it's spiral staircase and the killers. Same.
I really need to get into Siodmak. It's one of those names that keep popping up, and I always mean to, watch and get into him, research.
Do you download films at all?
Yeah, when I can.
Have you heard of a website called realist.com?
Yeah, one of the
There's
guys on the Discord, he uses that, but I'm not exactly technically, I was worried that I wouldn't get the webcam working for the stream tonight. I'm like, my experience with technology, I'm like one rung above the Unabomber with how good I am with technology. So not, not good at all.
No, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try
to.
Let me catch the chat, y'all, right quick. Let's see. Okay, they're just talking. It's Gizmo and Texas talking to each other. So, okay, well, that was easy. Hold on. Yeah, they were just talking. So I'm not gonna read that. But yeah, man, I didn't mean to cut y'all off. I just want to catch the chat. I want to make sure.
No, that's fine, man. That's fine.
Absolutely.
But is there anything y'all got planned to watch? I know it's probably late as hell for y'all, right? It's only 7:30 here, so.
Yeah, what time's it here? It's about 1:30, Darren. Is that right?
Yeah, 1:27. Yeah. I'm a night owl on more so on the weekends anyway.
Yeah.
But I was going to say about Giallo Submarine. Do you think you'll ever come back to YouTube properly and not so much like obviously lives would be brilliant because I think you've been fantastic.
Yeah.
But I miss your videos as well where you review.
Dirk was talking about that, and I don't think I'm ever going to do like record videos anymore. I just don't have the patience for editing, really. But I'm definitely going to try and do more live things because I really love this. This was fucking great. I had a great time.
Yeah, man.
Oh, nice one, man. Yeah.
So I'm definitely going to try and do more live things. I like that. I like the community aspect of things. Whereas, it's nice making videos, but like sitting by myself in a room talking to a camera, not getting any feedback. Yeah. I'd rather have the social aspect.
Yeah.
No, that's fair. That's fair comment, man.
I'm the same. I'm the same way. I've made a couple videos. Every now and then I'll put something out, but don't expect it to be edited. I can edit video footage of a movie or something.
Yep.
But when I'm editing like me talking, I can't do that. It's
Yeah,
got to be
I've
mind
no
boggling.
interest.
Yeah.
Yeah. No interest in editing. It's not for me. It takes too long. I'd prefer to have a video. If I ever would go back and upload videos again, they would just be stream of consciousness, pretty much just like what I did before.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Like for me, like the perfect kind of panel or dream for me would be to have, like, obviously Dirk, yourself, Richard, Katie, and have one big massive like panel, like Troy Howarth as well, maybe.
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Really
Yeah.
big panel.
Let's
I think,
get that sorted. Let's like organize that, man. That'd be
yeah, because
something else.
I got Troy on Facebook, so I'm gonna like
Yeah.
try and get him on the show as well. But yeah, that would be amazing to have like 5 or 6 people.
Troy is such a good guy. I've got him on Instagram, and I frequently message him to clarify things. Like when I'm watching, he's my favorite commentary by far.
Yeah, yeah.
I like
He's
Tim
knowledgeable. He's
too.
funny. Yeah, Tim Lucas is really good. I watched. I think Tim Lucas did the Fifth Chord commentary.
I think
He
so.
was really good as well. But
Yeah.
Troy Howarth's by far my favorite. He's
Yeah.
knowledgeable, funny, approachable, like really knows his stuff. There's so many times I've messaged him, like he mentioned, it was on one of the Umberto Lenzi films, and it was just a in fact, no, who was it? It was Crazy Desires of a Murderer, and the guy that has the sort of hunch back.
Yeah.
And he's in Death Walks at Midnight. He's in a bunch of other things as well. He is in a lot of Umberto Lenzi films.
Is it Luciano Pagozzi? Not Pagozzi. Something like that. Isn't it?
Luciano, I think it is Luciano.
Luciano or Rossi. Luciano Rossi, maybe.
Luciano Rossi, yeah. Troy Howarth mentioned in one of his commentaries for a Eurocrime film he was in that he came to a sad end. And this was a couple of months ago. I messaged him to say what actually happened to Luciano Rossi, because I've looked on the internet, couldn't find any details anywhere. And he told me about how he ended up dying destitute.
Oh God, man.
Yeah, really he did come to a sad end. But he's just so knowledgeable about everything. He really knows his stuff.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Sure.
And he's, like you say, he's approachable. I've spoke to him on Facebook, and I think he'd do it. I think it's like if like Dirk or myself sent him a link and he realizes what the show's about, I think he'd definitely do it.
Yeah, absolutely. That'd be so cool. Yeah, but that'd definitely
cool. Let him pick the topic.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't mind. I don't care. It's like that's what we've been trying to do. Like let everybody pick the topic, but I'm gonna catch a couple of these right here. These people are saying some stuff.
Okay.
Gizmo says footprint. All she wanted to do was dance. Yeah, that's what it was. She wanted to dance with her alien self, and astronaut people, space people wouldn't let her. They're pissed off at her. But was that film where Velvet Underground took the name for the song Venus in Furs?
It will be. Yep, it will be.
There's a couple of Venus in Furs as well. I was looking up. Dallamano's one, and I think Jess Franco did one as well.
Oh, I didn't know Jess Franco did one.
Yeah, I think that's more Giallo-like than the one I got. The Jess
Right.
Franco one is kind of like a Giallo.
For as much as I know about Italian film, my knowledge of Spanish films is zero. In fact, it begins and ends at Living Dead at Manchester Morgue. That's it.
Right.
I think it's the only Spanish film in my collection.
Yeah,
there's a lot of
starting to get
crossover.
more of those.
Yeah.
You haven't seen the Blind Dead films?
Oh yeah, I've seen Tombs of the Blind Dead. Yeah, I like that one as well.
Have you seen all four of them? There's 4 of them.
Is there 4?
Yeah.
Holy shit! I did not know that. Okay, I need to go on a Blind Dead journey then.
Yeah, Tombs of the Blind Dead by far is my favorite out of.
Oh, it's really good. It's really scary actually. It is a good undead film. And Living Dead at Manchester Morgue, that's my second favourite zombie film after Zombie.
Okay.
Yeah, with
You know anything
Ray,
about?
Ray
I
Lovelock?
guess you don't know nothing about that guy, huh?
Oh,
Carlos.
what's that?
Carlos.
No,
Enrico
I've never heard of this guy. No.
That's
Sabota.
Mexican Gothic box set. I
Right.
think.
Yeah.
Oh,
I've never
Good.
heard of those films.
Yeah.
recommend it?
Was that?
Would you recommend it?
Oh, I haven't watched none of them yet.
Oh, wow.
I'm fixing to. But we always got all these damn streams we're doing. It's hard to
Yeah.
find the time, you know. So
What's your next topic for next week then? What are you guys doing?
uh
I think it's up in the air at the moment. We're not sure which.
yeah, we don't know.
cover.
I guess.
We play it
No.
like week to week, basically. Sometimes you
enough.
get advance.
Sometimes we'll plan them out like when we first started. I think we planned out all the guests for like the first 2 months or something. But
Yeah.
So have you got a director that if we cover you would definitely want to come on, like someone like Aldo Lado or like something like that?
I would 100. There's a few that I definitely love to talk about. Aldo Lado would be one of them.
Okay, yeah, nice.
Short Night of Glass Dolls is one of my favorite. In fact,
yeah.
it's in my top 5 favorites.
Oh man,
Man.
that
Yeah,
warms
like
my
that.
heart you saying that because I love that film as well.
It's so good. And Who Saw It Die is fantastic. But I mean, Aldo Lado, it doesn't end there with him. He's got so many other good films. But another one,
Night Train Murders as well.
Night Train Murders. I think it's better. In fact, I don't know if you saw my
man.
video. I think Night Train Murders is better than Last House on the Left.
I've said that.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Yeah.
It is.
Much,
It really is.
See, we've had a debate, me and Darren and Gizmo, and they're always telling me that same thing, where I think Last House is better. But you know, because I mean, but then I'm like, well, they stole it from Last House.
Oh yeah.
But
Absolutely.
Last House stole it, and then Gizmo's like, well, Last House stole it from the Virgin Suicides. And I'm like,
yeah.
Yeah, they stole it from Last House, but they do it better. And Last House has got the comedy cops, which takes me out a little bit. It's a great film, and I love Last House.
That's a subjective thing.
But Night Train Murders is straight for the fucking throat, man. It goes.
Oh yeah, it's brutal. There's no moralism in it. With that's my problem with Last House on the Left is the moralism. There's the fact that at the end it's like, oh no, don't be violent to them because violence begets violence, so that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Whereas Night Train Murders is it's brutal, it's uncompromising, it embraces violence, and I think that's
got a theory on that woman too. He thinks she's a demon.
Oh.
Right. Yeah. The final shot of Night Train Murders, right, will fucking anger you as well. Right. I won't give anything away. But
I remember when I watched Last House, though. I mean, come on. You can't beat David Hess. I don't know.
David Hess as his performance is the standout of all. Don't get me wrong. I think what's his name? He plays the David Hess style character in Night Train Murders.
Yeah.
Flavio Bucci.
Yeah. He's fantastic. He is fantastic. Really good actor. He's really good in he's in an Elio Petri film that I watched quite recently. Property is No Longer a Theft. And he's really good in that as well.
Nice, man.
David Hess's performance is out of this world. It makes that film.
Yeah.
But what you were asking if there was any other directors, I would definitely come on for an Aldo Lado one. And also if you ever do Pupi Avati.
Oh man, yeah. Definitely going to be on the cards because House of Laughing Windows is probably easily inside the top 10 Gialli film. Well,
it's my number 25
one. Films.
Yeah,
is it right?
That's your number one.
Wow.
Yeah, number one is House of Laughing Windows.
Oh wow. Okay.
He has. Have you ever seen Arcane Enchanter? His film.
No.
It's a 1994 film, and it's period medieval Lovecraftian gore horror, and it's fucking amazing. Like we're talking like an 8 out of 10 film, and you would not expect that for that period of time. It is really good. But Pupi Avati has some excellent Zedder as well. Zedder is a
I've heard of
fantastic
that
film.
a lot. I've been meaning to get on that one too for a couple of years
That's a
now.
good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you guys ever do a show on Eurocrime, Polizio Teschi, I'd definitely come on for that as well.
Yeah, man, we did
Yeah,
one.
man, yeah.
We kind of did one. We reviewed the Violent Streets box set.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah, yeah. That's a box set. I decided not to purchase that one. I decided to be exercise some restraint because I've got them all.
Individual.
Oh yeah, you've got the UK versions. Yeah, you would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So I
that
thought
makes
I'll
sense.
exercise restraint and not purchase it for once.
Yeah, that makes sense if you got them already. I mean,
Yeah, but the box set looks fantastic.
yeah, man. I got
We
them.
What was
just
your
started like getting on into Thomas Millian films because
Yeah.
I've seen him
yeah.
in Don't Torture a Duckling, which is like kind of a different role. But these
Yeah.
fucking police films, he is mad, man.
Yeah, man.
Oh, yeah,
He's superb. Sorry,
I like
Dirk,
Stick
again.
to
About
Tater
that
too,
one,
man.
but-
That shit.
He the interesting thing about Thomas Millian in those films is that he made the genre what it was with his performances in the early period of time, so Almost Human and Syndicate Sadists and things from that, and the tough ones. But then he also ruined the genre towards the late 70s as well by injecting too much comedy into it.
Yeah, comedy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah.
get me wrong. Some of my favorite films are the ones where he's been funny, like Freehand for a Tough Cop. I think is
Yeah, it's a
fantastic,
great film. Yeah.
but you can see it's starting to descend into self-parody at that point in time.
He's wearing like a afro and shit.
Well, do you know why he always wore those fucking wigs? Is because he was going severely bald, like he had a big bald spot. So that's why he's always wearing wigs. Yeah,
I've heard some. I've watched quite a bit of the special features on those, and where Lindsay and him didn't get along in the end.
No.
No,
He was
they
bad
hated
on the
each other.
drugs and alcohol.
Yeah.
So
he was really into cocaine.
It kind of, like Lindsay said, they hated each other, but it kind of worked because they kind of got the best out of each other, which is crazy, man.
Oh, it absolutely did work. As well, him and Maurizio Merli despised each other.
Right,
Thomas Milian and Maurizio Merli. What film is it where they're together? It's a Cynic, the Rat and the Fist.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They couldn't be.
They're
in the
two alpha
scene-
males, so like
The
you know
scene
what I
in
mean.
the end scene, they couldn't be together. They had to film it separately because they
Right.
couldn't.
That's
be
right.
together.
Yeah.
They were both
That's crazy.
big star type
Yeah.
ego. That's what
Yeah. They were
Absolutely.
both like at the top of their game, and they were like, it's hard to call which one you probably like 82 at the time, because they're both successful. But yeah, man, that'd be great to do that.
And Milan, he would rewrite scripts and shit. Like
Yeah.
he'd be like, "Here, we'll do this,"
Yeah. He really was a character. The thing is, it worked. It was exactly what those films needed. But what a fucking pain in the arse he must have been to work with.
Yeah, man.
Oh god, yeah,
I
absolutely.
think he died in 2017, I believe.
Yep. He lasted. He lasted quite a while for someone who'd done as much drugs as he did.
Right, yeah.
And tranquilizers.
Yeah.
Like, it was just shit. Like I keep seeing that in these films, man. Like that was a thing. Tranquilizer. So,
Oh yeah. It's I remember watching Forbidden Photos of a Lady Above Suspicion for the first time.
Yeah.
And when she's in the bath with
I haven't seen it yet.
she's in the bath with whiskey and tranquilizers.
Oh, okay.
Having a bath.
Yeah.
That's another
a
one.
bad idea. Yeah,
Right.
that's like a public information film waiting to be made.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. That's another great one, yeah.
That's the one I gotta watch this week for the stream for Gizmo stream.
Who's the director of that now? I can't think offhand. Can you remember? Because he did quite a few. I'm not sure if he did the Death Walks films.
He did. He did. He did do the Death Walks films.
Right. So there's another one that we need to cover at some point.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
I
I've
wish I
got a
could
blank
remember
as
his
well.
name.
I've gone
Yeah.
on a blank.
Completely blank. But yes, he did do both the big. Well, I suppose there's actually a few Death Walks films, but he done the two big ones.
Yeah, because the other guy, I think Marcel Predieu or something like that, did the
Yeah.
Death Carries a Cane and Death
Yep.
Steps.
Which they are good. They are good films.
That's,
They're not, I mean, they're
yeah.
not brilliant, but they're good.
Luciano Ercole.
That's the one.
Yes, yeah, Coley. That's him.
Yeah. That'd be another good one, I think, to cover.
Yeah, that'll be a good one. You should get Katie on for that one because those are Death Walks at Midnight and Forbidden Photos of a Lady Above Suspicion are two of her favourites.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah. So she'd
Hopefully, touch wood, she's going to come on in a couple of months.
Did he do?
Yeah.
He did both the Death Walks, right?
Yeah, Death Walks
Yes, he
at
did
Midnight,
those.
Death Stalks on High Heels.
Yeah,
But it's confusing, like I say, because of those other two Death films with Death Carries a Cane and Death Steps in the Dark or something. Yeah. Which are good films. I like them.
Yeah, they're fine.
But yeah, man. Let's see. Anything that you want to mention or bring up before we get out of here?
Promote or anything? Yeah.
No, I'm good. Thank you for having me on, guys. It's been a blast.
Yeah, man. It's been
mad. Yeah.
We've been going a little 3 hours, 16 minutes, something like that.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It didn't seem like it.
No, time flies.
Yeah.
Fantastic guest. Like I say, we've been quite blessed to have, all our guests we've had on have been fantastic, to be honest. But yeah, like I say, the door's open anytime.
Thank you
really
very
love
much.
this episode. And yeah, time flies when you're having fun, I guess.
It does. It definitely does.
I'm going to catch the chat, and I guess we'll get out of here. Let's see.
I bet Giallo Submarine's ready for his bed.
I'm actually, that way when you're totally buzzing, like you're not feeling tired at all. Yeah. No, I'll be up for a few hours. I'm gonna see if I can make it through a whole rewatch of Footprints in the Moon.
Oh man, yeah, go for it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Let's see. Wild Wrangler says great stream. Awesome, man. I appreciate it.
Cheers, man.
Wild Wrangler says bought Swamp Thing 4K.
Oh,
cool. Yeah. Very cool. I've always wanted to see The House with the Laughing Windows. Where can you find it to watch?
Well, there is a Shameless DVD, but this not worth hunting down. Really, just I think it's on YouTube right now.
Yeah, there's the thing with that film is there's no English like track. It's it's all in Italian, but it's well worth fucking. Even if you don't read films or don't like reading films, make an exception for that film because it's
I've not even watched a couple without an English track, without the subtitles. It's kind of hard to do, but
I'll do that last resort if there's no other way. I'll do that.
Yeah, I've been trying to get into like the Italian sexy comedies.
Yeah,
I've been trying to get into them, and a lot of the ones they don't have any subtitles, they don't have anything, so you're just watching it in Italian. And I just sometimes think, is this what I'm doing with my Sunday afternoon? Am I watching a film? I don't understand a single word. Yeah.
But I mean, some of them don't need fucking subtitles when you've got Edwidge Fenech on screen.
Oh, definitely. And you know what? House with the Laughing Windows, the dialogue isn't.
No.
It isn't hugely
it's
important.
Not heavy.
Yeah.
I mean, most of the visual storytelling. A lot of the Giallo is though. So.
Absolutely, yeah.
I don't know why that hasn't come out on Blu-ray. I heard something. It's like a rights issue I've heard, but I mean,
that's so strange.
I hope I don't leave this planet without that being on fucking.
No. I mean, it is long overdue.
Yeah. I'm glad we found a fellow fan who likes it, man.
It's so good, so good.
Well, we're gonna get out of here, man. Don't leave yet, Fred. I'm gonna end the stream.
Cool.
And we'll talk for a minute. But we're gone, man.
Have a good one, guys.
Y'all have a good one.
Next week.
See you later.
Bye.